Hey everyone, and welcome back to Edge of Legend here on Nat 20 Productions Official on Twitch. First, we want to do a quick shout out and thank you to the one, the only Paizo, who started following us officially on our Instagram. We all got our books, we all got our covers, we all use your materials like crazy. Thank you so much for following us, and we would love to get in chat with you later. But until then, we're going to move on to episode 4. First things first, I want to go around the table, introduce all these amazing players that are going to be here, doing the dumb and rolling the dice. So we're going to start off first with Casey. Please, Casey, tell us your name, who you're playing, and your pronouns.
Yes, the king of the dumb. I am Casey. I play Matthias Fragos, the rogue, and I go by he, him. And yes, king of the dumb.
Wonderful. Amy, please tell us the same.
Hi, I am Amy. I play Eloise. We are both she, her, and Eloise is a little terrifying sorcerer.
Very nice. Ian, please tell us the same.
Hey, my name's Ian. I play Woodwort and roll for Mush. We all go by he, him, or they, them. We're fine with either. And I'll be getting up to druidic shenanigans tonight.
Very nice. Mr. Kapow, please tell us all the same things. Oh, we're having a hard time hearing you, Michael. He might be muted.
There we go. Greetings and salutations. I am the fabulous Michael Powell, and I play the equally as fabulous Rufa, and my pronouns are he, him, them, and they.
Awesome. Very cool. And Kylie, please, could you tell us the same?
Okay. I think she's frozen.
Might be a bit of a freezing issue.
Whimpers from the other side.
Can you ask an easier question, please?
Yes, it's just too stoic for us. We have to really, get through that wall. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to tell a little bit about myself, and hopefully we can file on back to Kylie in a bit. My name is PJ Megaw. I am your GM for this amazing game of Pathfinder 2e in the universe that we have made, Edge of Legend. My pronouns are he, him. My NPCs will have different pronouns, and we'll cross that bridge when we get there. We will continue on with episode 4. Now, I'm sure as you saw...
Sidney. We haven't talked about Sidney.
What are you talking about? We totally did Sidney. What? No, shut up. I totally was not taken off my game by robot Kylie. So...
Boy.
Well, I don't know if you know, but robot Kylie is actually pronounced Kaylee. It's the whole thing.
I see.
It's like her evil robot twin. So
Excuses.
This is how professional we are, everyone. So, Sidney, please answer those 3 amazing questions for me.
Hi, my name is Sidney. I play Ilona, the half-elf cloistered cleric. We go by she, her. And earlier, in my excitement, I spilled my dice all over the floor, so that's how tonight is going.
Don't you hate it when you have just one of those days?
Just one of those days. And you know what? I think I'm still missing one. So we're going to
see what we can do then. All right, so we're going to do a quick recap of last time. If you saw the recap already, then you know that, very briefly, they went out to the middle of the night. They caused some shenanigans. Amy made a big bada boom. And now here we are, and the heroes finally got their first night of rest since the game started.
Yeah.
It only took you 4 nights or 4 games, but you got it. All right,
Yeah, we did.
So we're going to start from there. The morning sun rises. Oh, we're getting Kylie back in a bit. I'm going to pause and let her return so that A, not only can she do her introduction proper, but B, we can start with everybody at the same time.
In the meantime, you can look at my fidget spinner, which has been my savior over these past few days.
Or in the meantime, you can vote in our poll.
Yes. Thank you so much, Amy. That's actually a very good point. We have a poll up right now. Maybe some of you have seen it, maybe not. But the poll is to decide the name of another tribe of orcs. The options are there provided, but if you need me to read them off, let me just clear my throat and check my notes here. So it appears that the options are the Grey Ash tribe, the Moonfang tribe, the Green Hills tribe, and the Bun-Loving tribe.
There it is.
So,
That's gold.
yes. So
That
they
one
should.
right
Clearly, Ian has his particular favorite, but if you have a favorite you like, go ahead and vote for it. We have the voting up now. And hopefully by the end of the episode, we can tell you who the winner is going to be featured on the Edge of Legend as a tribe in this crazy world.
First one I misheard as the great ass. So I'm like, if it's that, I might change my answer.
I feel like that's like the Java of one of these tribes. Just the great ass.
And
Look, they dummy thick. They dummy thick.
is everybody else? I have 2 Kylies on my screen.
Whoa.
Ooh, same.
Well, the Kylie.
Multiple Kylies.
Just showed up.
Oh, hell.
Okay.
Your theory was proven correct.
The fusion dance.
Now
Kayla is real, and she's out for blood.
For real. Oh, I don't
right.
know who's next to each other. That would be
Really,
really cool.
really fast. I want to
No.
make sure we can hear Kylie. Kylie, can you respond?
Ooh.
That sounds
The
like
void
it's
is
still
dark.
a little choppy, and the video is dark.
I think your computer's possessed.
I think it is.
I think it might be.
We're doing so well.
We
I think we
can
broke the simulation.
kind of hear you. It's still coming in a little choppy, a little robotic. Is there anything you can try to reset?
A restart might work.
Yeah, the whole
Start.
computer.
Yeah.
I don't know if she
Okay.
can hear us.
I don't think she can either. But what we're going to do is we're going to move on, and then when she does reset and come back in, we will happily jump her into the story.
As a note, for the viewers to see our lovely faces. Oh, hello, Kylie.
Oh, hey.
Maybe?
Maybe?
I was gonna say, if she ends up getting booted for a sec, if you lean to either the right or the left, they can see your face around the nameplate.
Dance.
Okay.
To the
I asked if
dance.
she was a robot because, you know.
To the
I
you're
kind
a
of like the
robot.
name across your eyes because remember it reminds me of those sensor bars.
Redacted.
Yeah.
It also is just like, see no evil, hear no evil.
What if I just? Oh no, I'm blocked out by the social media. There's hold on. If I get real tall, maybe can I see right over the top?
No, well, yeah, you can almost hide behind it. Well, let's move on really fast before we lose complete control and focus. I also love how someone in the chat said that instead of the Moon Fang tribe, it's going to be the Moon tribe. And they're not Moon. Who knows? Maybe if Moon Fang tribe gets it, I'll put Moon in there. But first things first, we have to have a proper vote, and we will announce it at the end of the episode. So please stick around, vote your heart outs. Get your friends to come into the show, and they can just abuse the voting system. I don't
Yeah.
care.
Gosh, heckin' darn it, Moon. Always there.
Moon's like, let me play you the song of my people. Moon, that's not an instrument. That's my nose. Okay.
I just pictured the dog just going,
I
Let me
like the
play the
Green
song of
Hills
my
Coffee
people.
Tribe.
Moon. And that's it.
I can see that. Okay, so it looks like Kylie is once again loading back in. Hopefully her evil twin sister Kaylee, the robot, doesn't try to attack us. In the meantime, I will continue catching us up. So yes, they are now having their first long rest. And when Kylie shows up, we will jump her back in. But let's get
Not
things
very
started.
restful.
So the sun has risen. It's early in the morning. Because you're camping out in the wilderness, there's really not a lot of unless you have this giant makeshift tent, you're waking up when nature wakes up.
Exactly how you're supposed to.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly how we're supposed to. So first things first, I want everyone to kind of give me their first morning action. What are you doing? What's your life like? What's your routine like as things get started? And from there we can plan.
Oh
Okay.
no.
Well,
By the way, if you'd like some time to think about this, I
Okay.
can
Character
tell
backstory.
you. I can tell you what you see the other NPCs doing as you start to wake up slowly.
What did the other NPCs do, PJ?
Well, I'm glad you asked, Sidney.
Like,
As
I
you
want to look around.
slowly wake up, you see Morel, praying, facing the sun. So as he's on both of his knees, he's on his knees, looking at the sun. He's got his shield in front of him, and he is taking turns saying something like a prayer to himself, and then he just kind of bows to the shield and bow to the sun. He seems to do this repeatedly, kind of for an indeterminate amount of time. And when he's done, he kind of brushes himself off, shoulders his shield, and goes to his pack where he takes out a bunch of oils and brushes and grooming materials. And he starts grooming his beard very carefully, putting the oils in there and stretching it and brushing it. And you can even see him in his head counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. And he's just doing this regimental beard routine with all of his oils. And they are so good smelling. You can smell them from where you are. They smell like vanilla, notes of spice, hint of kind of a brown sugary scent that has a very warm, earthy, musky smell as he's just lathering his beard up with it. Zashmaru is kind of coming out of this quasi-perpetual hangover. And as he wakes up, he just kind of dry mouth, scratches himself a bit, reaches, pulls out like a canteen of water, pops it. He looks like he's about to drink it, and then he washes it all over himself and kind of scrubs it on his face and in his armpits, wipes his eyes, brings his hands, and then kind of licks the rest of the water off his body. And then he's like, clean. First one clean.
First one clean. It was a race.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
We were all a part of this.
I got a.
Oh, there's our girl. There's our queen. Awesome. All right, so time out. Everyone pause. Kylie, you have to introduce yourself, say your pronouns, tell us your character.
Hi, I'm Kylie. I play Chionubis, the Elven Ranger. We go by she, her, and it's going to be some fun with hopefully less technical issues.
Are you a robot? You have to tell us if you're a robot.
You're not supposed to know.
You're supposed to.
She's a Cylon. She's a Cylon.
Maybe natural.
no.
I'm going to blow my cover.
So your
There are
evil
12
robot
models.
twin is not around right now, yes?
Exactly.
There's like 100 other one of Kylie's somewhere on a base ship.
They'll never know.
So say we all.
Yes.
Well, maybe this is a different one. It's the red background. Anybody
Yeah.
could have a red background.
Y'all will
That's
never
okay,
know.
April Brand.
Hundreds of Kylies.
But,
All right. So, Kylie, really fast. So sorry, Michael. Really fast, Kylie. You did all your introductions again?
Yes.
Cool. Let me give you a quick recap before we get to Michael. So everyone's waking up, and I want to know what your morning actions are. Currently, what we have is that Morel has woken up, and he's praying facing the sun with his shield in front of him as a bit of a guidance. And after he's on his knees, and as he bends down to pray and comes up, he kind of does this again for an indeterminate amount of time. He's speaking a language that's not the one he's been speaking around to anyone else so far. And afterwards, he does a very meticulous and disciplined beard grooming ritual. And it smells like vanilla and brown sugar and spice, and it smells delicious. It's like pie. Zashmaru wakes up, gives himself a canteen bath, licks off the rest of the waters after he wipes his face and armpits, and then declares himself the first one clean. So now we're going to go to Michael, who says that he's got a morning action. Yes, Michael.
I was going to say Rufa would probably be one of the first ones who wakes up, ends up doing kind of a combination of stretching and yoga. One of the exercises is he actually goes upside down on his hands and does like a couple of push-ups upside down in his, small clothes and everything before, doing the morning grooming stuff like waxing the stash, primping himself up before moving on to making breakfast for the group, which the breakfast menu would be kind of a combination of using what rations they have to make kind of a corned beef hash and some bread.
Hungry.
Some fry bread.
Nice. So by the way, after you do your, let's call it yoga, and start doing your waxing and everything else. Morel, who's doing his beard routine, he kind of stops, dries off his hands, puts away his oils, and goes, "Oi, mate, what was that you put in your mustache?"
Oh, it's just a this a bit of wax keeps it nice, prim, and proper.
He kind of looks up and down and goes, "Oh, you don't say. You know, I too have a regimen. I've never used wax. Would you recommend wax over oil? I find the oil doesn't give me the shape I need, but it gives me the texture."
Wax keeps it perfect, especially when you exert yourself during the day. Here, try some. He offers this little clamshell of wax.
Mm-hmm. So he takes it. He kind of like spoons out a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Is this too much?
A little too much. Just about a fingertip nail.
I'm just gonna scrape it back in, I suppose. And he's awkwardly trying to get some. Now it's sticking to his finger, and he's just like, "I'm so sorry, mate. Give me a second. I'll get this done.
No worries.
So he finally gets a bit. He rubs it, and he starts tweezing his mustache. However, instead of doing your amazing upturn, he does the exact same shape. He's always done it, but now he's putting the wax in it, and he's like, "I like the way this feels."
So
good on you, man. We should, you know what? We should talk about tips because I'm dying. I have to maintain the beard, but I would really love to accessorize more.
It'll keep about till midday, and then just put a little bit more after midday meal.
All right, we'll see what happens. But good on you.
I walk past Morel and give him like a gentle like tap on the shoulder, and I say, "Proud of you for counting to 8." And I keep going to like the edge of the camp.
As you do that, Morel just kind of like softly says, "Was it too loud? Oh, I didn't mean to interrupt. I'm so sorry."
Oh gosh.
He can probably hear a slight from me as I go by. Can I make maybe like a perception check or something to see how? I just want to see if there's anything. I know we're not doing like an official watch, but just to see if there's anything out of the ordinary out there.
Yeah, by all means, go right ahead.
Cool. Let's see. You were rolling so well earlier. I tested you out, and you lied to me. 14.
14. Okay. I'll say this. You see nothing of interest.
Yeah.
It just looks like a good morning right now. Like the sun is up, the birds are chirping, the sky is blue, Morel smells good, Zashmaru doesn't. Like that's kind of what things are right now.
Tune into Edge of Legend, who we show you grooming tips.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Rufa brand mustache wax.
No, we're just barbershop for Edge of Legend.
That's all it is. For you joining at home, what you don't know is this entire show has been a scam to promote our own hair care products. I'm kidding. That's not at all the case.
We could.
Get your order now. Maybe it's mascara.
Maybe she's worth it. Maybe it's Matthias.
Yeah.
Do you too want to look like a knife in the dark? Now with the new Smolder line, you can captivate while you decapitate.
What is happening?
We're devolving, but it's fun.
Yeah.
It's one of those nights.
Back on task. Matthias is doing a cursory search of the area. So far, it looks like everything is pretty standard traditional. Of course, he hasn't really looked up much. Rufa is at the point where he's making breakfast. Morel and Rufa are, I imagine, while he's cooking breakfast, going over beard grooming tips. Zashmaru is the first one showered. Relative term. What is anyone else doing this morning?
Alona is going to also wake up and is going to see Morel doing yoga, immediately become impressed, and start her morning with a little warm-up. She's going to do her self-defense warm-up, do a few poses, and like flow and stuff like that. And she's gonna, it looks like this, not really. But yeah, she's gonna warm up. But
I've seen this.
No, I can see it. Like chin strike, block.
Yes, protect your motor, make a show. But she's gonna practice some of that in the morning, and then she's going to actually go to a secluded clear spot, and she's going to kneel and start praying to Afra. thing. Yo,
All right.
last night was really weird.
Yeah.
What was that about?
All right, so we have workout routine and prayer. Do you have anything in particular you want to pray, or just doing your morning prayers after?
I would like to ask for I would like to ask Afra if being out in, if there is, okay, brain work, yes, go. If there is a place out in nature that we can go where I can better commune with her, because right now the signal's a little dim.
I will let you do 2 checks for that. You can either do a religion check, or you can do a survival check.
Which one am I better at? Religion. Surprise!
I wonder which one the cloistered cleric is better at, survival or religion?
We have a 17.
Very nice. So as you're kind of asking Afra for guidance, you kind of get this feeling that anywhere is fine so long as you feel comfortable and that you feel focused. You can go deep in the woods to be alone, but then again, you're deep in the woods alone, or you can stay kind of on the perimeter of the camp that everyone's staying at, just, alone to yourself.
Okay, I'm gonna go to the sunniest spot with the most flowers.
Ironically, that is where Morel was for his morning prayer. Because
okay.
he prays facing the sun, so he's got to be as much sun as possible. The flowers, of course, are responding to the sun. Yes, he's praising the sun. So you're now in his former praying spot. It's a very nice little cozy spot.
It is. I'm just gonna sit here and be like, oh, well, I wasn't copying you, but this is nice.
Morel is just like in the background, like.
Thank.
So Ilona's doing her prayers to Afra, having a great time with that. Amy, what are your morning actions as you wake up to the smell of breakfast being cooked and Morel's beard?
I just kind of like shake my head a little bit like a dog that just kind of woke up, and take time to adjust the ribbon that's in my hair, because what she's kind of learned through life is like everyone has like that get ready thing, and so her idea is just to take a clump of her hair and tie it together in a ribbon to be presentable as when she goes and tries to find people to think that she's a cute little kid. She's kind of gonna take in the scenery, see Ilona doing her prayer, kind of go like, I don't know what she's doing, but it looks weird, and turn and kind of keep looking around. And she's kind of huddled close to the tree that she slept under, and she's gonna, as she watches as Matthias kind of walks away and how everyone's like communing together, and she's gonna take out the spearhead that she took last night and kind of turn her back to the group and just kind of start carving a picture into the tree.
Okay. And you don't have to tell me what this picture is, but if you want to, we can make a performance check, or you can send me a message later about what this message is, or this image.
I will make a performance check, and then if it's good enough to be legible, I will send you a message of what it is that she actually drew versus what she tried to draw.
I approve.
Performance. Am I good at that? I don't know. That's a 16?
Okay, so it's not bad. I will say it's going to be good enough to get the basic idea across. It won't be obviously like the Sistine Chapel by Michelangelo, but it's not going to be like B plus H forever. You know what I mean?
Okay. But yeah, she's going to spend all of the rest of her time just kind of carving a little picture.
Nice. All right, I'll look forward to that secret message later. And everyone watching at home, it's a secret. I'm not going to tell you what it is. Ha! Anyway.
If it's relevant, maybe you'll know.
Maybe. So, does anyone else have an action left? I know Matthias is doing a quick search. Elena's praying. Kylie, yes.
Oh, okay. So Chionubis is gonna gasp awake from sleep, like she just had a nightmare. And then she's like just gonna shake it off, and then grab her pouch, dump all the coins out into another pouch, and then go look for berries.
All right, give me a survival check for dim berries.
Damn berries.
Oh.
Charlie, please don't eat poison berries. Please don't eat poison berries.
Please, the
That's a
ranger
12.
don't eat. Oh no. Okay.
Yeah, we need to fund the Kylie Needs More Dice Foundation.
I have so many, and all of them just hate me. I can't. And this is the one I rolled a nat 20 with.
I got betrayed my mind too. I get you.
Okay, so here's the thing. It's not the worst roll in the world. The berries that you end up finding, you look at the color, you smell it, you kind of see how it's forming on the bush, and you kind of like see how it feels in your fingers, almost kind of burst one a little bit to see how the juice feels against your fingers. You don't get any odd or irritating sensations that you know that these would be poisonous. You bite it. They taste awful. They're not a fun berry, but they're not a bad berry.
You're not a fun berry.
Aww. That's depressing.
Yeah.
Okay.
We don't make berry buns. No berry buns today.
One berry.
But we should.
Yes. We have all the buns. We have cinnamon buns and berry buns and hot cross buns.
Yes.
And booty buns.
Booty. So, do you bring this lovely trove of berries back to the group, Kylie?
I'm gonna go with a no. No one wants gross berries. Like, no, I'm not gonna put everyone through that.
They weren't gross. They just don't taste great and they're not fun. And I don't know if we want to start our mornings with not fun.
Right? We gotta start off positive.
Yeah.
That's not how we want to start off.
Look, we already have 2 prayer sessions, 1 yoga session, a bomb-ass breakfast, a great drawing that no one knows about. Matthew is looking up into the distance. We don't need terrible berries to ruin that.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, Ian, how does a druid prepare for his day?
I think Woodwort, if there's a log nearby, he's slept near the log with a shield that he carries propped up, kind of like an impromptu lean-to.
Mm-hmm.
And he just kind of, his legs stick out from underneath it because it's only a shield, right? But it covers the sun from his head. So it's just these 2 little legs. When the sun comes up, I think Mush is up instantaneously. Mush is running around searching for things. He probably drank a puddle of water that he found, which may have been the bath water of our dear friend, but he doesn't know that. Woodwort, when Mush comes over and knocks the shield out, I think Woodwort just kind of grabs Mush and rolls him over his head to block out the sun. And then eventually reluctantly gets up. If there's any food going on, that Roof is cooking, I think Woodwort heads over and pulls a stick from the back of his hair and sticks a potato. Something that just sticks a potato is whoa, this looks good. And
Rufus gonna try to kind of slap your hand away. No, not yet. Wait until it's ready.
Well, if this is half cooked, then this is half good. I can't wait to taste can't wait to taste the full thing. And then he goes sit down someplace. I think he just kind of sorts through his stuff, dusts himself off a little bit. But he's kind of at home here, not so much in the city where he'd kind of be on edge.
That's very, very fair.
Rufus gonna sprinkle a little rosemary, some basil, dry basil on it, on the hash.
If we have not made you hungry already, then we're not doing our jobs apparently. So everyone eventually comes together for breakfast. Roof has made enough for everyone, including the NPCs, to have a bit of chow. Morel is he eats standing. He's used to that, so he just So, I have a question. What's the plan after we're done with breakfast?
I mean, we made a promise to go after these people and get an idea of what's happening. Did we actually learn enough to do that yet?
If we don't feel like we have enough to give them, can we honestly say that we do?
Rufa holds up the stack of papers from that they got from the encampment. I think I vote perhaps we go back, at least give an information to the mayor. It would probably help. It's important, especially for other attacks.
All right.
Chionubis is going to obviously walk back to camp, and then she hears all this, and she's just going to like drop the map in the middle. They're at least a day in front of us.
Rufa just gives Chionubis kind of a, I knew it, look.
She just doesn't even acknowledge him. Not at all.
There was a map.
Yeah, I found it.
Oh,
Yes,
They're at least
I'm
a
sure
day.
you did.
Yeah, anyway. They're at least a day ahead of us, maybe?
Ahead of us going
Half
back to the
of the
town or to the other way?
No, other way. I'm guessing south, but I'm not the best at reading maps, so...
Is there
Peach,
anything on... Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, yes, Michael.
I was say, actually, I think Sidney had her hands up first.
Okay, Sidney.
It's okay. Is there anything on that map that has dates or perhaps plans of where they are going next on their journey?
I'm glad you asked that. As you look at the map, you see what looks like a network, an infrastructure being placed around in the land of Adolphon. You see that right now, this map really only pertains to the northern tip of Emery as it meets Adolphon Prime or Adolphon proper, because Cobbledale is kind of resting in that tip between those two, mostly in Emery. Emery, by the way, one of the city-states of the Adolphon Empire. So what you can see is there's figure I'd get that lore out there. So what you see is the town of Cobbledale has been marked with an X. You see that there is the place you are at on the map currently marked in Orcish as camp. You see that there are lines dragnetting out. One to the southeast of your location that says camp, which is still on the fringes of Cobbledale. One way further southwest says camp. It's kind of in the middle of the forest, definitely as it's getting closer into town. You see one very far south that says new unit, and one a little northwest that also says new unit. And then, of course, at the quarry, you see an arrow pointing to it, and in Orcish, the abbreviations for headquarters. So if you will, in common, it would be effectively HQ. Now, this being said, I need everyone to make a local knowledge lore, a lore local or society check.
Are we allowed to impose our own penalties? Because I don't think Woodward has the right to roll a society check. I'm just gonna step out of that one.
I will allow you to abstain from rolling if it makes no sense for your character.
Great.
Amy, what was your question?
Oh, so you said lore local. Would that just be lore?
There is a specification for local knowledge lore, but
Okay.
lore is fine too.
Well, mostly just because I don't think I have that, and I don't know if anyone has it for here.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's fine. Like I said, it is a type of lore check.
Okay.
So if you want to, you can just make a lore check in lieu of local.
I got a 16 in society.
All right.
PJ?
Yes, sir.
While we're also doing this, could Rufa make a copy of the map in his notebook?
I mean, it's. Let me confirm, Kylie. It is out for everyone to see, right?
Yes, it is. She just hasn't translated it.
Yeah. So you'd be getting it in Orcish, but yeah, you get it right there.
He's just making kind of a copy of it.
Okay.
So-
And Eloise, what was your roll?
I got a 16 in lore.
Okay. And Sidney, what was Elona's roll?
Yeah, 23.
23. Oh, awesome.
Hey!
Chionubis, what was your roll?
19 in society.
19 in society?
That's because she's a fancy bitch.
I got a dirty 20 on society.
Okay, dirty 20 for Michael Powell. Dirty 20, correct?
Yeah, dirty 20.
All right. So Chionubis, you got a 19 society. Alona, you got a 23 in lore.
Sure did.
Awesome. All right. So to the higher numbers go the spoils. Chionubis, you're looking at the quarry as it stands on the map. You're also seeing the city, and you're kind of looking at the other map. And you started remembering there's a lot of chunks of stone by the docks. You also see that the whole place was basically made of stone. It was in the streets. It was in the infrastructure. They had giant, massive statues. So that whole thing was there. You know that this town heavily relies upon this quarry. In fact, you can probably get the idea that not only is it important to them, it's probably important to the entire city-state of Emery. And with that, it's not very hard for Alona to kind of see this and also kind of put two and two together in her head that this quarry produces the #1 export for Cobbledale. And the quarry is also one of the biggest exports in economic sustainability for the city-state of Emery. If there are orcs and goblins and heaven knows what else in the HQ of the quarry, then that means these two places are being cut off from their primary economic resource. Also, and you all know looking at the map, so like Eloise and Matthias and Rufa, you know by looking at these maps that these camps that are being placed up, the new units are being placed up, those are not going to go away anytime soon. Those are strategically placed, and they're going to stay there, set apart by about a maybe half-day trip. So, you have to the south the quarry, vital to the economy of Cobbledale as well as Emery as a whole, and you have these different military installations, these camp installations, about half a day apart, in many directions that look like they're not going anywhere anytime soon.
Chionubis, didn't you say that the paper said something about a new unit or a new something?
Yeah. So she's like mentally gonna kick herself that she's even saying this. The new unit, there's like three new units on the map, right, PJ?
You have 2 new units on the map, 3 camps, and a headquarter in the quarry.
Okay. There's a new unit here and a new one here. She's gonna point them out.
So,
and here.
And so that's what they were talking about in the papers for like their new plan or their new thing that they're doing to attack everybody, right?
Yeah, it's hard to say what the new unit will really be. It could be anything from a larger in military unit, or it could be something completely else. I don't know. It's hard to say until we get there or see something.
When we look at the map, in relation to, because I'm trying to picture it in my head, in relation to Cobbledale, where we came from, where is the closest of the new units?
The closest new unit is actually about half a day's trip. This is, of course, moving slowly and cautiously, half a day's trip northwest of your current location.
But back towards the way we came, just a slightly roundabout way of going that way.
Sort of, kind of. So, I'm going to give you a little look behind the veil. Now, don't laugh. It's poorly drawn, because I was just trying to get the idea across. But, so what you see here, the X is Cobbledale. You're right here. The new unit would be here. So approximately northwest of you, about directly west of Cobbledale. Now the other one that you can see way down here, many, many days trip. In fact, not only is it a many days trip, but it's a many days trip inland, which means this other new unit is closer and closer inland to Adelphon. So it could be attacking many more cities, not just this one on the fringes.
Would it be worth it for us to try to edge by that so we can get an idea of what the heck these things are? Usually if there's something that you don't know what it is that's coming after you, you try to figure out the most you can about it.
Well,
Yeah.
why doesn't Matthias just warn him? Because I saw him talking to Eloise in the air earlier, and he seems to be able to just talk to people when he wants. So if you know anybody in the quarry, why don't you just talk to them?
Well, I wouldn't say that I
You were talking to me?
I thought
When
I
did
was.
this happen?
I
Oh, well, we
used-
were going to go get you?
Yeah.
Well, you were in the woods, right? And we were outside, and we were going to go get you.
Yeah, and I was telling him like where to go, but he wasn't saying
Matthew
anything
told that.
back.
You didn't hear him?
No, he didn't say anything. It
I
was like, what
responded.
the heck, man? I'm trying to help you.
I spoke back to you. I don't know how this works. Perhaps it is only
You
one
have
way.
to
I thought I was
see
talking
me.
to you.
You have to see me. You
I-
said that you don't have the magic stuff. If you don't have the magic stuff, you have to see me.
Well, I was not exactly given an instruction manual on how this works. You
I'm
spoke to
sorry.
me and responded.
You look like you're supposed to know what you're doing. I'm sorry. I didn't know that I was supposed to teach you all these things. You know, that if we have to, we can sit down. I can give you a lesson. You
I
know, you
don't
have
do
to
the
be within
magic
this
here.
far
That's-
away.
We don't have
The
time for
magic
this
is
argument.
by my yes.
We don't
being
have
said-
time for this argument.
Please continue. All right, that being said, Michael, you have your hand raised. What's up?
First, I think Eloise should come with an instruction manual at this point. And
I've been
also,
told that before.
quick, I got a question. What were the NPCs' names again?
Sure. So you have Morel, full named Morel Harkisian, and you have Zashmaru. If you wanted me to spell their names,
Uh-huh.
just ask more than happy
Okay.
to.
Rufa looks over at Chionubis. New units. That sounds dangerous and many, like as in kind of a question mark.
Dangerous, probably, given that they are orcs. Many depends. It just depends. There could be a lot. There could be only a few. But given how this letter spoke about goblins being in Finland, like just there, I would guess there's more goblins than orcs.
Goblins like
He-
to travel together.
He's going to. Rufa goes. This does sound urgent. But we do need to inform the folks back in town. He looks over at Morel and Zatramu. What is the closest militia or organized military?
Morel just kind of shrugs and he goes, I'm a strange man in a strange land. I'm sorry, mate. I don't know the military infrastructure here. If we had in Acadia, I could probably give you an idea of who to salute and who to ignore, but I can't do that. And then Zashmaru goes, You're looking at him. Ha ha ha.
How many is among your number again?
Zashmaru says, The dogs are countless, but I think we brought 62 today.
And the bag.
Or would you be able to rouse some more?
I mean, they only respond to my orders and gold. So if I go back there and say, Hey, Big Brother Zash wants you to step up. Oh, they'll step up, but that's about a day's journey that way.
I got idea. We should probably at least check this out. This urgent new units out. But we still must inform the town. So perhaps Morel or Zatru, we will give you copy of map and a written note to pass along to the mayor. And to perhaps get some of your numbers to, what's the word, back us up.
I did see a few hands raised. Kylie, did you want to say anything?
Ian, did you want to go first? I think you were ahead of me.
No, I'm fine, thank you.
Okay. I also, the Ulfgard is in town. I could probably get some of them to join.
Rufa rips out some of the pages in his notebook, hands it to Chionubis to write on.
Just like scribble.
Eloise
Okay.
is just staying
And
next
And
to
he
you
makes
going,
another
"Oof."
copy of the map.
Was that Eloise?
Oh, no. Just because she said oof guard. Eloise is just saying next to her, just going, oof.
I'm just imagining this little girl, this 11-year-old girl going, oof, oof, like,
Oof.
Yeah.
I
It's
think
fun.
perhaps Zatsumuru should return to town because he is what's the big man with the militia, big hat, big pants.
he kind of chuckles and goes, #1 dog, top brother.
Yes, he gives the note and another copy of the map, the second copy of the map, over to him then, and yeah.
Okay, so Zachimaru is taking your copy of the map. Is that correct, Rufa?
Yeah, and also a note basically what is going on and make sure this goes directly to Med.
Okay, so let's see here. He's taking a note from Chionubis to call in the Ulfgard. Is that correct?
Yes. We'll see if they listen.
Okay, we will see. You know what? Let's force the hand of fate to see if they do or don't listen early on. Give me that sweet D20 roll. You can give me diplomacy. You can give me inspiration. You can give me whatever you want to fuel these words.
Sweet. Hold on. Math.
Because those are some high numbers.
That's a 24.
Nice. Did 24 what? What was the skill?
Diplomacy.
Hell yeah. Okay. 20.
Chionubis is our chalky person.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, given her past, it makes sense.
Yeah. Okay, so you have the note for Ulfgard with the diplomacy of 24 to rouse them. You have the notes of what's happening, as well as the copy of the map.
Second copy of the map. Rufa also has a copy, and the
Okay.
original map.
Sure. So you have a third copy of map.
Third copy of map.
Making sure I get all my notes down so I don't forget
Yeah.
anything. Okay, so third copy of map, note from Chionubis, and of course orders to recruit the Brotherhood of Dogs. So with that, he puts on his armor, which it doesn't so much ring and shine in the sun as it does kind of clack and clatter. And as the sun hits it, you can see dry rust particles kind of flaking off. He puts that on over his tunic, which probably is starting to kind of like, you don't know what the original color was. The reds kind of run a little dark brown, the blues kind of fading to almost a grayish black. But he picks up that giant bow, that giant club, and he kind of thumbs his nose and he says, "If I don't come back in 2 days, wait one more day. I need a nap."
Yes. Be swift like wind.
You can't tell me what to do. You're not paying me to be fast. And then he starts to saunter off.
Be half quick then. Be half quick like good breeze.
He's like shouting off in the distance, "You can't tell me what to do. You're not my real employer." And then he leaves.
You're not my
Oh,
supervisor.
I am. Wait, hold on. I am
are.
though.
Yeah, he is.
Technically speaking, you are. But he will argue this is a new contract, so you better make a good argument or pay him more money.
I was gonna say.
Can I roll another diplomacy?
Got that.
I am paying him.
You are paying him? I will give you the right to make a diplomacy check to encourage this dog to run faster.
Haha, nice.
And we're back.
Okay.
How bad?
That is a nat 1.
Oh! Why you do this to us?
Oh,
Why?
Is our life.
No, ones are great. That's where the story starts.
mhm.
No one thinks about that. We
So
would
I
have that
It's like
cool
he's
scene
walking
with
off,
the
going to
Anubis.
do the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we would have- exactly.
Yeah.
That's a good point, Ian.
Ones is where the
Damn
story
good point.
starts.
Yeah. One is where the fun happens. Can't spell fun without one. So, phonetically, shut up. So, Chionubis, I want to hear this critical fail of a diplomacy check as you're telling this dog to go faster.
Oh god. She's just gonna like turn as he's yelling to the rest of the group. She's gonna turn and yell, "If you're not back in a day, I'm not paying you anymore."
He's
That's
walking
the best
away.
she's got.
He turns around and he says, "Nope, you gave me all your money," and just keeps storming off. And he just starts singing horrible bar songs in the language of Odayastu, and unless you speak that language, it's like I don't know what he's saying. So he eventually fades into a drunken, rusty dot on the horizon. Zashimaru's gone, and as Zashimaru leaves, Morel's like, "I volunteer to stay with the party. Is that all right?"
Yes.
Okay. I gave you my word. I gave you my word I was going to help you, or at least maybe I did in my head. And I feel like going back right now is kind of a waste of my resource to you. Lot.
I have a question for everybody. Does anybody else feel sudden feeling of dread?
Every day I wake
sounds
up.
Accurate. I don't know about dread. Possibly anxiety. Possibly excitement. I'm not sure.
What is
I
different
feel
between
alive.
anxiety and dread?
Sure, we'll just bounce between the two. It's a spectrum. We all have those days. I guess the next thing we should really talk about is what do we do now?
We head to the new thing, right?
Well, I got
Yes.
an issue.
Quick
He-
question.
He was going to come back in 2 days, and if we're not here, it's going to be a real hard problem for him to find
Wait.
us, right?
But it's only like half a day that way.
Out of character question. I thought that the original plan was he's gonna meet us at the second where we're going. I thought that was the plan.
He did say if I don't show up or if I don't come back in 2 days. I guess you could argue, and if you want to roll to get this exactly right, you could argue that the if I don't come back means this campsite. Remember, this guy kind of operates on his own rules. So
Could I say because I was actually under the impression that he was gonna meet us where we were going. That's the whole. We were gonna get back up there.
oh, back at Cobbledale. No, he
No,
meant,
get back up where we're going.
He's saying that he
To the
thought
new
he
unit?
told him to meet us at the new unit place rather
Yeah.
than the campsite that we're at. But I don't think we ever really specified.
That's true.
I
Plus
thought we did.
No. Well, let me say this: having been here the whole time, there was no specification as to where the meeting place was to be. Assumingly, it was this one with the language chosen. Secondly, there was actually no confirmed next step, which is kind of, I think, the conversation that was just about to start. So. Let's operate on these two knowledges. One, we don't know what we're doing yet. We're figuring that out now. And two, Zashimaru is planning on joining you at this campsite in 2 days.
I think Woodwort walks over and he pulls out the sickle that he has on his belt. He walks back over to the log that he slept at, and he writes in, basically whatever he thinks that Zashimaru will be able to read this as is like small dog and party, because I'm part of the dogs now.
Yeah, you're officially a dog.
Yeah, small dog and party head to. Well,
The place.
What do you call that? You said they were new
The new unit.
new unit.
New
And then he
unit
writes
north.
on the bottom. He says, "You got a map."
North.
New unit north.
New unit.
Because there's one that's south.
Okay, and then he just draws it, and after like everyone's talking over Woodward on the edge, and he just puts this arrow in that direction on the log.
Yes, leave a note. It is very. It works. It's always good to leave note.
So the map does say it's like about only like half a day's travel to get that way. We'd probably be back before he would get back anyway.
Well, just in case we
could
leave note would.
scout it.
Could
It's always
scout
an
it.
option.
Well, shoot,
I
you're a
volunteer.
ranger.
Yeah, I'll do
A
it.
very
I'll
important
take the
man always
stealthy
told
one,
me to
too.
leave a note.
Which one's the stealthy one?
He's my friend George.
Either, really.
I was gonna say, because one stealth and one got stabbed.
Oh.
Oh. Oh,
Called out.
do you need a heal spell for that wound?
I would just like to know why I'm
That sick
here,
burn.
surrounded by these feats. Well,
I asked that same
As-
question when I looked at you this morning.
Oh.
well, I would
killing
like to ask the
blow.
person who can read the map your input. Perhaps
Michael,
that faith is misplaced.
Really quick, PJ, just so I want to clarify, Rufa, also the outfit Rufa changes for today is his outdoors outfit.
okay.
Forest color, neutral tones, all that stuff. Now that he has time to change.
Okay, well, how about this? We'll say you're changing now. As this conversation's happening, I'm so sorry to interrupt. If there was more, I apologize. I didn't hear it yet. So, Matthias and Chionubis, please continue.
I didn't hear what you said. Repeat what you said. So sorry.
I simply said, as the person who can read the map, I would like to know your input, unless that faith is misplaced.
If we send a scouting party, I would say we are able to get back in time before he comes even close to coming back, because he'll take most likely 2 days, because that's how the dogs work. It's probably for the best to send out 2, scout, and everyone else stay here.
Very well.
Wait, so I just lay back down and just wait? That's
Quite
my
possible.
entire job right now?
Yeah?
I mean, that ain't bad as long as we're having breakfast.
As long as we're having breakfast.
I will gladly accompany you on this. My methods may be questioned by you all, and I look around at everyone with like a daggery glare. But I do feel myself suited for this mission and agree to its terms.
Arwen also agrees.
Arwen does.
Arwen wants to go on the mission. She's like, I'm also stealthy. Meow.
Arwen is the worst rogue. She rolls a nat 1 on almost every stealth.
Yeah, meanwhile,
Claws are
Cat's like,
vicious.
I'm a badger! No, you're not.
All right, so let's decide, just so I can get it on paper, who the scouting party is. I'm assuming from the conversation, Matthias is going and Chionubis is going. Heck yeah. Is anyone else going on the scouting mission?
I have a quick question.
I have a quick answer.
For those that are scouting, would you like someone that can heal spear wounds?
I was thinking that. I was like, I feel like we need a healer.
I wasn't
That's
planning on
nice.
getting more of them, but I do see your point. Poor choice of words.
If you want, if I'm too loud, I'll just stay like 30 feet behind you and then run up if something bad happens.
That is an oddly specific amount of steps, but I agree.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Okay.
Okay.
Out of
I
character
think you're
question.
muted, Michael.
Yeah.
Do we know each other's names? Like, have we discussed that?
That's a
Okay,
good question.
I just want to make sure. I just want to
we
make
did.
sure.
Because I was going to say, I believe you guys did introductions sometime previously. I want to say maybe either before the second attack on the camp or before he went to bed.
No, I think Woodward introduced himself, and I
He
think
Yes.
maybe Rufa did at some point. But in general, we have not had a discussion in
Okay.
which it says, "Hello, my name is."
Oh no.
Well, I'm making a note that you guys have
Solid.
not actually introduced each other.
Well, so we are
introduced
just
each other.
strangers.
Well, I think Woodward heard Eloise give her name to Isuo
That's right.
Maybe.
in that
I think that came
conversation. Woodward knows Ilona's name from the game of checkers we were playing. He remembers hearing Chionubis say Matthias's name. He knows Rufa because they actually met. I think Woodward may actually be the only person who could know
And his
everybody
Pokédex is
in the
filled
party
out.
right now.
I think everybody also knows Rufa because he talks in a third person.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
that's true.
True.
Morale's like, I'm going to take a shot in the dark. Your name is Rufa. Is that correct?
Yes, Rufa.
Psychic powers.
But
So
yes,
I'm making a
Lufa will accompany Priestess.
Whoa,
Okay.
there's
What
four
if-
of us going now? This didn't turn into a scout mission.
I was gonna say, why split everyone up? Because what if you need backup and you can't get any? No offense,
But
we have not proven very well at stealth missions.
yeah, but we also are really loud. Did you not see the guy in full armor?
Not Matthias. Morel's like, sorry. It's the only armor I got.
Stop saying sorry.
Got it. Stop saying sorry. Okay, yes.
I think Lufa think perhaps it'd be a good idea for others to come, but in different, how you say, distances?
So
Within
if it's
earshot. Within earshot, so yell if you need help, we come.
So yeah, we'll
Oh.
do like in waves. So like the first wave is a scout mission.
Yes.
Second wave is relief. Maybe third is. I don't
Yes,
know.
yes.
You know
Okay.
how
What
we
in-
did the first time?
Morel just kind of gets
much.
quiet and. Yeah.
Wouldn't yelling cause the enemy to know where we are?
The yelling comes
Just
if
saying.
you get caught. You get found out.
But what if they get caught by like 2 people and they still need help? But then yelling causes like 15 more people to come.
Well, the 2 people who are in front make best judgment on the yelling. Yes, it sounds terrible. Not that I say out loud. Not that Lufa say out
in the
loud.
direction, like I just walk in the direction of where we're going.
Yeah, I look at my little plushie and I'm like, which way's north? And I pull the string.
Okay. Out loud, everyone hears the plushie because you're pulling the string, right?
Yep.
So it's making the noise. All right. So everyone hears the thing say, "All directions lead to the end of all things. North is up, but where is up? It is in the abyss."
Glub glub. I nod at it and walk north towards where I know to go.
Yeah, you instinctually know, like this thing's just rambling about like the horizon of all doom is the tomorrow we
But
don't
somehow,
know.
like to her, it makes sense for an actual direction.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Alona's just gonna like, because I think this is the first time Alona's ever heard it talk. She's gonna look at it and be
Same.
like, "Did anyone?
Yeah.
Is that?
No, I heard it.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Lufa has
Alright.
decided to just accept it.
So
Cool.
really fast, in case there's anything else you guys want to do planning wise, I wanted to confirm the marching order / scout mission before moving forward. Right now, the scout mission is Matthias, Chionubis, and Ilona tagging along. Or are we going to stagger that a bit?
you know what? I'm gonna go ahead with them until we like get a little bit closer, and then I'll hang back."
Okay. So
Lufa's
everyone
gonna
else.
join her.
Okay. So Rufus there too.
Sounds like Eloise is next to me since she started walking shortly after me.
Yep. Everyone was just like, "We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this." So I was like, "I'm doing this." Whee!
Cool. So it sounds like everyone is going along with the scouting mission.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah.
Woodward,
I
what
guess
you doing?
I guess we're all headed that way.
All right. I'm just gonna make a note. Everyone is there. Okay. So you
You
all,
can't break up this party. We've tried.
you do it so well.
There's
I
no
imagine-
escaping.
I imagine I begin walking off, and then shortly after, I hear Eloise trot up behind me, and then I glance over my shoulder, and everyone starts moving. I'm like, it's like I don't
Same.
even care anymore.
Yeah, it's that moment like in that movie or show where it's like, all right, everyone, now we're gonna do a stealth mission. Half of us are gonna go, half of us are gonna stay. You turn and everyone goes. So it's like, you know what? Whatever. At least we're doing this together.
It's like that scene in Monty Python with the guards, guys. It really is.
Mhm.
Exactly.
All right, so everyone give me a survival check. Because you have a map, I'm gonna give you a +2 to this as you start trekking your way to the new units.
I'll take that +2.
Yay! Yay! I'm
All
getting better
right.
at math.
Well, Sidney, you're very excited. Let me hear that number.
24.
Dang. Amy, what's that number?
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. And Casey, what's that number?
25.
25.
Ooh.
Wow.
Ian, what's that number?
Woodward got a 10 and Mush got a 22.
Yes, Mush.
All right, I'll get to that in a minute. Okay, Kylie, what'd you get?
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Michael, what'd you get?
17.
Okay.
And
So,
I'm a druid.
yeah.
That's why you keep Mush around.
Yeah.
Aww.
So
Mush is
as
a
you
real
get-
druid.
I'm
Mush
the
is the
animal
hero.
companion.
Yeah. Mush is like, I come from the grove of silly humans. Come, silly human, let me teach you. So everyone starts going off. There's some moments where there's like some staggering, some stopping, checking the map. But every time you check the map and check your surroundings, you realize you are going in the right direction. Also, while this is happening, you kind of hear Woodward just kind of slipping off to the right, very slowly, and all of a sudden you just. And then suddenly, like, Mush kind of like flanks around him and then starts herding him back into the group, very nonchalantly, as he is saving Woodward from his own wanderlust. A few things you note along the way. One, Maytheus. As you travel, you have been looking now more and more through the canopy of the forest and the skies and the horizon. You start noticing something. There seems to be a very almost strategic placement of smoke coming out on the basically the entire area of Cobbledale's forest. And when you check the map as you continue to walk, you realize that the smoke is coming out of every single encampment, but not the one you guys left. That being said, Sidney, as you start moving through, you start noticing some symbols. Some of it's just like a weird carving, like weird random breaks, but then you start noticing, sure enough, this is a symbol. It's too purposeful to be anything else. Kylie and Amy and Michael, you are doing a great job of keeping on track. You guys are kind of able to find the shortcuts in between the steps, so you're actually making great time with a survival check. In fact, what would be like a half day's journey, probably only going to be about 3 to 5 hours if you go low and slow and conserve your resources. So, what do you do?
I keep an eye out for any kind of footprints that look like they're either the ones that headed our direction or that are headed that way, and see if they look recent, to see how the last time someone came this way.
All right, give me a perception check.
Perception. That's oh yeah, I'm good at that. A 17.
17. You are able to see some old footprints. Some old footprints that are coming in the direction of the camp that you are just now leaving, that you stayed at. They do seem to be about a day or two old. However, you don't see any footprints going where you guys are going at all.
All right. I'm gonna kind of like get low to the ground as we kind of walk to get a look at them, and turn to the party and say, "It doesn't look like anyone's come back this way. I think we might have got the entire scouting party that they had."
I also have noticed their strategic placing of smoke along the way.
Did the map have a date on it, perchance?
It did not.
Saturday!
Saturday! Okay. Just checking. I want to make sure we're not following an old map. Haha. Haha.
It did say it had
That'll suck.
It had Cobbledale crossed out, right?
It did.
Yeah, I did.
Do they think that they've already kind of taken it?
Well, that doesn't mean just because it's crossed out doesn't mean it's crossed out doesn't mean it's taken care of. It could also mean that's a target.
True.
Or that it's already been attacked and they move on.
Very true as well.
Alright. Let's
I can't
just...
imagine would account for failure.
I know. What I know about maps is that X marks the spot where you want to get the thing you want to get.
That makes sense.
Okay, so I guess everyone keep their eyes out if they see anything super, super, super weird.
Well, what if the new unit flies? Like,
We look up.
I'm sure we will notice them.
well, we don't see the feet, right?
I look up at the branches. Do any of them look like they've been disturbed by someone trying to fly through?
Give me another perception check as you try to read the branches.
From very
Oh
far
my
below.
god, do they fly?
That's a nat 1. I
Nat
don't see a
one.
damn thing.
In the
You
club?
see trees, man. You see trees, man.
Why would someone want to fly through trees? Like, it's the worst way to get through a forest.
Wait, hold on. Birds do it all the time. Don't act like
Yeah,
it's
but
that
they're
weird.
small. Are you saying that we have, like, really small
goblins.
orcs that can fly?
Hold on.
Have you seen
I think,
really small orcs that can fly?
I think
Goblins.
Woodward's going to take a look.
Really fast. While you're taking a look, Rufo, what's up?
Every 10 minutes, I'm gonna use my observe expeditiously ability, investigator ability. So, PJ, you make a secret. Basically, you do the seek action. You roll a secret perception roll versus the stealth DC of any undetected or hidden creatures in the area.
Sure. As you're looking around, you notice there are nothing. There's nothing of interest hidden, or there's no targets hidden in the forest. So nothing yet that you see. And what was that, Ian? You said something about you're gonna take a look around about something.
Yeah, I got a 25.
Nice.
When it comes to flying orcs,
So-
you're like, I can look.
So
Now I'm just picturing like orcs meets Hawkman from DC Comics. That's
I'm
terrifying.
just picturing those little biker pixies from Onward.
Yes.
yeah, they were cool.
Yes.
I'm imagining with it's just because this is me. The gremlin from Gremlins 2 with the bat DNA.
Oh yeah.
hmm
And then he bursts through the wall with the Batman symbol.
Oh yeah. And then what was it? They put something on him so he becomes
Cement.
Cement. So he turns into a gargoyle. Dope.
Huh.
If you haven't seen Gremlins 2, Edge of Legend highly recommends you go see Edge of Goblin 2. Gremlins 2. So anyway,
It's on Amazon.
yeah. So
Sponsor us.
hashtag Amazon, hashtag Jeff Bezos, hashtag support us.
And Sidney is promoting Pan's Labyrinth.
Yeah. So I was actually going to say it's more like you. So you enter your mind palace. Woodward enters his chaotic little zone of Woodward knowledge, and as he's looking around, you're like, well, now I don't know nothing about no branches, but that looks like 3 birds and a whole brush has been there. I think there was a nest. I think that nest is gone now. I see some birds. They're flying south. They must be trying to migrate because it's about that time of year. And considering there isn't 24 of them, they're probably real lonesome. And you're breaking the world down around you as only Woodward can. And you know that while all of nature is clearly freaking the hells out about the society that's now invading their forest, there's no orcs or goblins in this area hiding or that has traversed. That nothing has broken a branch above a bird, maybe even like I don't know, some weird mammal like a squirrel or a
Sugar glider.
shorter gliders. Yeah, Nothing-
I
nothing
want one
that-
so badly.
so cute. And you
Can I
can throw
just
them with
say,
footballs.
Woodward have a mine cottage?
A mine cottage.
I was gonna say, I think it's just a hollowed out log. It's just a single tube. It's like there's no
A mine
room.
hole,
Just
mine
walk
hole.
from one end to the other, and you're done.
Mine hole.
Oh man, I love that. I want to see like a zoom in on this giant like old oak, and it's just Woodward like eyes huge, going, "I seen everything." So you know that they're for a fact, even though that the nature in this area is clearly on guard because of all the people and the orcs and goblins around, that none of those orcs and goblins have been in this part of the forest flying through branches.
Well, shoot, they may not be flying, but nothing likes them being here in general.
Yes, Kylie?
Can I climb a tree to get a better view?
Absolutely. Give me an athletics check to climb that tree.
Oh, no.
Why am I like this? That's another dice and dice trail. That's a nat 1.
So, Chionubis, you start climbing this tree, like a bona fide badass until you put your leg on a branch that you know is not a strong branch. You're like, maybe I'll just hop off of it and do this cool grab thing. Nope. It breaks, you lose your footing, and you fall 10 feet. Now, that being said, the official rules of Pathfinder 2 says falling damage is half the distance. So that means
that's not bad.
Yeah, so it means you're going to take 5 damage.
At least it's not 90.
Hey, that was 90 feet. It would have been 45 damage.
Ugh.
I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry at all.
Nope. Now it's only like a third of your health.
Yeah. So you fall 10 feet, you land hard, 5 damage straight up.
Sweet.
You want to try climbing again?
Am I at a disadvantage?
Nope.
You just might fall out of a tree again.
What's the worst that could happen?
I think Woodward, he walks to the base of the tree, puts his back against it, and just sticks his hands out. Like, come on.
All right.
He's less than 3 feet tall, so it's not going to do that great for an elf.
Woodward, give me an athletics check to assist Chionubis with her athletics check to climb up. Chionubis, do not give me the total yet because he may or may not give you bonuses.
Wait.
17.
You get a +2 to this
I
athletics
have a
check.
-1 to strength, so that could have gone one of 2 ways.
That is a 16 then.
16, much better. You are able to climb this tree, and you climb it. It just took a little help from a friend. And you're climbing all the way to the top, like kind of past the canopy. Okay.
Yeah, like she wants to be able to like have you seen like Pocahontas where she's like at the top and she's like looking out at the sails? That.
I look once more, just down the river bend.
Exactly.
Great song.
Hey, it's Mulan or nothing. Anyway, moving on. So you're in the tree. You're finally at the top. Took a few minutes to get there. You start at the bottom, and now you're here. And now I need you to make a perception check with a +4.
Sweet.
Sense.
Ooh. That is a 27.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Makes up for the nat 1.
Use your mind log.
You're just like, you brush your shoulders off. You're like, no, this tree is not going to best me.
Be smarter than the tree.
There's an old saying: in order to use something, you must be at least 30% smarter than that thing to use it. Congratulations, you are now 30% smarter than a tree.
Yes.
So, once you climb to the top, Chionubis, you see more of the smoke that Matthias saw. I don't know if he told anyone, but that he saw. You see a nice, steady, controlled smoke. You see a lot of the trees in that area have either been destroyed, unsettled, or cleared out. And from where you are, there's this kind of awkward gap in the tree canopy with the smoke coming out. You're able to make out 3 very simple things. 1, crude wood and metal jury-rigged assembly lines. Best way to put it out of context. You see what looks like a bunch of frenetic movement. Big and little bodies just running all over the place, and you can see some bodies pointing, and you can hear some people shouting, and since you speak Orcish, you definitely hear one of the orcs say out loud, "I need that rank and file now. We're going to go live in a few hours. I want these volleys to crush half this city. We're not just doing this for our homes. We're not just doing this for our people. We're doing this for Xanakin. And if I have to report to Xanakin that you are falling behind, I will murder you in front of him as an apology." And then you hear a bunch of which you can probably assume is goblins responding. And then, in the midst of all this chaos and orcish threats and shouting, you see one massive monolithic frame not moving an inch, standing like a statue. You can't really tell anything else from here because you're probably about 100+ feet away, give or take. But you can tell in the center of this camp, there's a massive bipedal infrastructure thing just standing there waiting.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Is that all in that clearing, that awkward kind of clearing of trees?
That's in the new unit clearing that's approximately 100 feet away from you.
Right on. Okay. She's going to scurry down the tree as quick as possible without losing her footing and falling again.
Okay. Since you had such a good run-up, I will just let you have that coming down. I don't want you to
Sweet.
fall from 30 feet up and then die, because that would suck. So you scurry down. You're there with the rest of the party now. And Morel has caught up. He's kind of huffing and puffing. He's like, I did it. I followed your trail. I found my... Oh, sorry. I mean, yes. The quiet, yeah. I did. What up, miss?
There's oh god.
Flying orcs.
Morel's
No.
eyes go wide. He throws his shield off his shoulder, gallants up, and he goes, flying bloody orcs. I never thought I'd see the day. Alpha, give me strength.
Yeah, they're like this big. Like this big.
So, no to flying
Doesn't.
orcs, but that'd be the coolest thing.
That'd be pretty cool.
We're in the right area. That's for sure. They have this thing in the middle, and it's really big, and it's this machine, and she's like really starting to like freak out a little. And there's orcs, there's goblins. I heard someone mention Zanakin, who was in the letter.
Is he the general?
He's
One of them.
Zanakin? How do you
no,
spell
he's
that?
the. Don't tell me. He's the champion.
Champion Zanakin.
Oh, he's the lion.
No,
No?
I
I'm
don't think
confused. There's
so.
too many people here.
So the
Oh,
general is
God.
Korikos, who I think is the Black Lion.
Okay.
Zanakin is one of the champions, who's like the leader of this new unit. I guess he was no. I don't know anymore. No,
It's okay. Would you
Zanakin
like...
is like
It's okay. I'll tell you what. Give
so
me
much
give me
info.
It's a lot. Give me an intelligence check, and I'll make sure your notes are correct.
While she's recalling
These
that,
out of the way.
I look back to Morel and I say, Morel, did you say Afra?
I worship. And he points the shield. And on the shield, if it wasn't obvious from his giant glowing eyes, on the shield you see this purple, like this old like Renaissance style purple flower sunburst with a gold center and some kind of heraldry, gold and purple. And he's like, yeah, she's my goddess. Like,
I kind of look off to the side for a minute and go, what will you say, Chionubis? And I just completely ignore it.
Morel
Yeah.
turns to Yolona, also confused, going, I don't know. I don't know.
It's right here. It's right here.
Oh,
It's
you
right-
got one. Oh, awesome. I don't have anything on my
Yeah.
back, but that's
yeah,
really
okay. Yeah, I got a little like embroidered thing here, and then on my back I got a big one.
Oh, I would
Yeah.
love to get a sash with a pin. I'd love to have a pin of the Holy
This is not the time.
Oh no, that's right.
Not the time.
You're right.
I got a
You're right.
16.
All right. So, you mentioned that General Korokis is the Black Lion. This is true.
Yes.
General Korokos, or at least the stories and legends you've heard, has been referred to as the Black Lion through some of his campaigns. You also remember in the letter that's in Orcish that you read, it was addressed by Champion Zanakin. And Zanakin is spelled Zanakan. And that from the letters you read and the orders that Zanakin is probably a pretty high up ranking orc that will kind of control these guys, that they are responsible to him, and it's possible that Zanakin is acting on Korokos's authority. So it's kind of like, it's just chain of command 101. You screw up, Zanakin's gonna kick your ass because Korokos is gonna kick his ass. So don't make him mad.
Ooh.
Sweet. Okay. Notes are up to date.
Meet you with that sort of thing.
I think we're gonna make him mad.
So they are readying another attack. That's gonna be anytime, really. Could she tell how many orcs and goblins are in the camp?
It's hard to tell because you were kind of looking at a high angle coming down across a wide area and canopy. So if you want to talk about Pythagoras' theorem, we can, but I don't like that kind of math. So what I'll say is you couldn't see the entire camp from your...
Right on.
memes. All the memes of just...
Mhm.
It was that math, like...
Yes, the staring out to the distance.
The guy in the club.
Yeah, when I started Pathfinder, I was promised the devilry and Satanism and evil magic, and all I got was algebra and geometry.
And that is where the real evil is.
Mhm.
This is why we took math class in school.
I was
Mhm.
gonna say,
You took
have
math?
seen, like the pentagrams and stuff? It's all geometry.
Yeah.
It
True.
never
Yeah.
lied.
Rufa showed that you could actually kill someone with geometry recently.
That is
That's
true.
Yeah.
Or a
I went
pinball
wrong.
machine.
Or spears.
That's
Hey, we don't talk about that.
Sydney,
Hey.
you got a question?
We're gonna talk about it forever.
Didn't it also mention in the letter that there were weapons from the Bloodthink tribe?
I believe that was from the orders. The military orders from General Koricus did mention the Bloodthink tribe of goblins.
It's. Do you think that the fire is them making weapons? Methinks the fire is from them making weapons.
That's a good guess. I don't really
Would
know. I
I-
just saw
The
this
forge
huge.
could be
Do
a
I have any-
possibility.
What was that, Amy?
Oh, do I have any knowledge of how goblins would make their stuff? Like, would they sell them in the cities that I lived in?
In some of the sales cities or pirate cities that you've come into contact with, and the one that you lived on, you do know that certain tribes of goblins do work differently with other human beings. You have run into goblins for sure, and you have run into the humans that talk about goblins. From what you gather, goblins don't really have a strong economic basis, so they don't sell them.
Yeah.
You have to trade them or earn them or kill them and take them. Or they'll kill you and take your stuff. They're not really picky that way. But what you do know is that there's this really weird thing the humans call goblin alchemy or goblin science, depending on where you are. And it is the most least sensical but most effective form of destructive ingenuity you have ever seen. You have seen the most ramshod, jury-rigged things that by no means should work, and by some crazy miracle happen to be more effective than anything made by any sorcerer or alchemist or wizard that you've ever seen in your travels. Yes, Ian.
I think with that, Eloise has already set off these bombs once.
Yeah.
If they're planning on setting these things off, maybe what they're building is some sort of catapult.
Uh-oh.
I guess
mean, this is-
Woodwork's entire thing is like, you've already gotten these guys good once, right? I mean, if this alchemy is a surefire thing, we can use it against him as long as it's over here.
You would say perhaps like siege weapon.
I mean, the bombs were kind of useless if you just had to walk them into town, right?
True.
I mean, we could try to explode their bombs again and blow up all their stuff. They make really good bombs, and they make pretty much really good everything. So if we can kind of break it here, that's probably better for us.
Rufa's concern though is how many are there? If that was small encampment, this could possibly be many more orcs and goblins.
Kylie, I see your hand raised.
Below them, is it grass or dirt?
Below the people you saw in the camp?
No. Like where they're standing currently, like where we are, is it grass or dirt below us?
You do see sort of a heavy, rich mud with lots of grass coming through it. If you've ever been in, kind of some of the forests of Oregon or Washington, or if you've ever been to the East Coast and been to sort of like more of the plains areas, you have like a heavy, rich soil with a lot of grass. So it's kind of muddy, but not enough to actually impede your movement. That makes any sense?
Yeah. Okay. So, Chionubis is gonna kneel to the ground. Oh, did you freeze? Oh no.
No. You're fine. I'm
Did
fine.
you freeze?
No, she's freezing.
Oh, she froze.
Oh, she froze.
Ruh-roh.
Why?
Haley strikes
Why?
again.
Oh, are you
I was
there?
about to say that. Yes. Are you
I
there?
can hear you.
Yes.
Oh, you're back.
Like Wi-Fi. Why you gotta do this to me?
The evil robot is gone.
So, I know I fought back. Don't worry, guys. So, she's gonna like kneel down and like in the dirt, like draw an X like where they are currently, and then like draw another X to where this huge camp is, and like around like the X is for the machine for where it is, and then like tents around it, like a layout of what she saw. Okay. This is the rough estimate of what I saw. You had those black tentacle things come out of the ground, right?
I mean, they kind of come out of wherever I point to, yeah.
Good. Okay. My thought is we get rid of this machine first, because then that takes care of us worrying about the town. And then it's only us and then the orcs and goblins and whoever the heck else shows up. So that at least eliminates one problem.
So, are you saying that I go in and I just attack the machine and then I come back and I tell you guys it's gone?
I mean, I was hoping we could, like, since we're already a group, kind of like looks around.
Oh. I don't.
We just do it all at once.
Okay, I've never really done that before, other than the one other time, so I wasn't sure. I just wanted to check.
Yeah, I don't work in a group either. This is all new to me, so go figure.
Yeah,
Shoot, you all need friends.
I have friends.
Now, how much fire did it take to make one of those bombs go off?
Let's lie narrow and find out.
Would Rufa goes, would you say how much would liability be for us? He counts 6, 7 of us. Would odds be, how overwhelming would odds be?
That's a very good question.
How many people were at the camp we attacked the first time? That we saw?
About, I believe, 6, 7, 8, 9, about 10.
Okay.
This is more than 10.
So, and only 3 survived. So, that means that one person took out 7. So, math means we can take them.
Do you think at
I
this
hope
point
you're right, kid.
it might be a good idea, Eloise, to send a message to Zashmaru and tell him what we're doing, just in case we fail and
Or
the city can be
perhaps-
prepared for an attack?
I mean, I can let him know that they might be coming, but if he's already that way, then if it took us 3 hours to get here, he's not even back yet.
Perhaps we wait for reinforcements.
What if they start moving?
That doesn't. The way that I heard is that they're moving quickly and as soon as possible.
I can let him know that we have to attack because they're planning to attack, and see if that can rush him a bit more than he seemed to be. Or I can. How far away are we from the actual town?
Let's see. At this point in time, let me get the map out. You want the transverse or the cumulative? Let me rephrase that. I'll just give you the shorter one. Not that you guys aren't smart enough to know what I'm talking about, but I realize I'm I'm muddying things up for our audience. So, so it is about a day's journey to the camp that you guys started this morning at, and you've only spent about maybe 3 to 4 hours moving northwest. So, if you want to, you could say it's approximately a day and a half, transversely, or about a day and a half if they went to the camp and then moved a 60-man militia northwest.
So I'm gonna bet that's like far away in feet.
Yeah,
So the answer to
Possibly
your
miles.
question is no, because I cannot cast that high of a level of a message yet.
Yes. Unfortunately, message will not travel at least 100 miles, 50 miles, a day and a half
It
journey.
will travel 120 feet.
If you want to talk to a goblin, get in the brain of a little gobbo, you could just go out a bit, make eye contact, and
I don't
shoot
even
them the
have.
awkward finger.
Well, I think I have to see them if I don't know who they are.
Rufa says, perhaps we could make some sort of hindrance to them to buy us some time.
You mean
For
like
the
destroying
enforcement.
their weapon?
What was that?
As in destroying their weapon?
I was thinking more as perhaps fire.
I mean, we can destroy their weapon with fire. We have arrows, or she has arrows, and I don't know. There's
How big is this weapon, actually?
I reached into my bag. I have bomb supplies.
What?
I
That's
took
right.
bomb supplies from their camp.
Oh, the look on Kylie's face is priceless.
I was gonna ask someone if they knew how to use these, or just like try myself, but like I can make
Well,
them go boom.
I am still level 1. Otherwise, I could probably help.
I mean, I'm pretty sure if we just put these things together in a thing and then light the thing on fire, it will do what we want.
That sounds like a really bad and really good plan.
That sounds
I
like a
like
plan
it.
where
Let's
I'm
do
going
it.
to like be at least 20 feet away from.
So we could, we could sneak it in if we think that we can get close enough to get it to the weapon and set it off, and then just try to deal with the fallout. We can try to launch it, maybe, or get it there and then get away and try to shoot it to make it go off. What I'm saying, my new compadres, is we have options.
I still ask, how big is said weapon? Do we have enough boom stuff?
Listen, at this point, our options are we wait here and do nothing as they possibly attack the town again, or we go in head first and not know a bunch of shit, and we just go and we explode a lot of things.
Morel
Yeah.
just kind of points and goes, I like that idea. I like that idea.
Okay. Well done, priestess.
Thanks, I'm learning.
So, I look to Eloise and I say, it seems to me that we are gracious visitors and have a gift for this fine group of orcs that needs delivering. Do you want me to help you take the bombs to...
I say, let the little girl do it. Who can refuse a gift from a little girl?
Who speaks goblin?
I do. I can try to convince them to let me give them a
Wait.
gift to make their machine better.
Hold on. What if you take that bomb, set it off to the side, send a message to one of the goblins, like another goblin was talking to him to go get it. He grabs it and takes it into the camp with him.
I like that
So-
plan. I like that plan.
So,
Rufa
what I
liked that plan.
know about goblins is that they want to always be a part and like do the service of the great poop guy. And so, if we can make it seem like delivering this sack of gift from the poop god to the machine will make their machines better. Maybe
Did
they
I-
will take it there.
Rufa like
everyone
this idea
at
better.
For the sake of everyone at home, Alona, could you roll me a religion check?
Yeah!
Same as you, Eloise. Eloise, if you want to roll a religion check, I'll give you a +2.
Sure.
That's a 22.
Damn!
Yeah.
Ooh. Religion?
Alona knows her poop. God.
There is. Oh goodness. Also a 22.
Okay, so you guys have this amazing moment of like getting on the same level. The minute she's like the poop god, you know that what she's referring to is Gobulon, the father of all
That's
goblins. He is described in the Astrogenicon, which is the big book of like all the holy religions of this planet, that he came from some void, some unknowable dimension, and his only goal was to eat in some chaotic fashion. And he just started eating and eating and eating. And the thing is, in this world, the gnomes came from these giant mushrooms that grew at the Tree of Life. There's different Tree of Lives all over the planet. At least there was at some point, more on that later. But from these trees of life came the elves, and from the mushrooms at their roots came the gnomes. And then in came Gobulon and started to gobble all of the mushrooms. And the mushrooms that the gnomes came from did not agree with his stomach at all. And so before Gobulon left this dimension to go into another dimension to be some gross little cryptid that eats everything in sight, he took a gigantic bowel movement on the planet. And from the emptying of his bowels came the species of the goblins, including the hobgoblins and the bugbears. And they're very aware of this, as their great father Gobulon left them in a pile of their own creation. So they have, shall we say, an appreciation for the dung. And they know where they came from, the bowels of their father. They are able to propagate and produce more and more, but they are aware that they are shit. I'm sorry, crap, if you will. So yeah.
Can I just say, out of character, this was all PJ.
This is all me. This is all me. I
came
made
from
this up.
his brain.
When I was doing the world building, I just kind of went, you know what would be funny? So Gobulon, father of all gobbos. Yes. So, the fluffy crap is now turned into goblins. So the god of poop, as this is being referred to, is Gobulon, the father god of all gobbos. So yeah, you know exactly what's up. You could totally try to convince a goblin that another goblin or his god is giving him instructions with this bomb. But that being said, it has come time for us to take our 10-minute break. When we come back, we'll see how this literal crap fest turns out. Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Edge of Legends. Thank you for giving us a few minutes so we could go and do what happens when you drink too much coffee in a day. Anyway, we are back. You make goblins. You make goblins. If any of your friends are ever like, I'm a goblin, be like, yeah, you smell like one too. So that being said, the burns. That being said, so where last we left off, our heroes, they were about to go make a scouting mission. If I remember correctly, Chionubis had a plan to have Eloise deliver a potential bomb, and Eloise's plan was to have the bomb be placed just outside of the camp, and then start talking to the goblins via her cool mind powers, and have them pick up the bomb in the name of Gobulon. So, if this is the plan we're going to go with, I'm all ready for it. Are you guys ready for it? All right. So, what I first need is I need someone to make an alchemy check to build this bomb. If anyone's proficient in it, we lost Kylie. We'll get her back soon. If anyone's proficient in it, please let me know. If not, whoever wants to try, go right ahead and try.
Where would we know if we're proficient in that?
That should be on your skill list. You should see that you are trained or untrained. If you are not trained, then obviously you are untrained. And I believe that is also a... Oh, wait, she's coming back. There she is.
So, my plan, if and when we get to level 2, is likely to take a level or 2 in alchemy. So, if I can argue anything to my point of I know a little bit about alchemy in my assassin's training, and that I plan to multi-class a little bit with alchemy. Just a wee bit.
Okay.
I would like to slide that note to the DM for consideration.
So, for consideration, yes, Alona, you had your hand raised?
Is alchemy also crafting?
Yes, it is a craft alchemy. Also, I will allow Arcana for alchemy as well. We will get Kylie back in a minute. So, your choices are a craft check for alchemy or an Arcana for alchemy.
So, Matthias, are you saying that you should be the one to do it? My experience is just making stuff go boom.
I believe
Like,
I might be able to come up with a way to build this so that it does indeed go boom.
I can assist you.
Wonderful.
Everything just hates me tonight. It's fine.
But we
Everything's fine.
love you.
Yeah.
We do.
At least someone does.
Thank you
Yeah.
very much. Yeah.
Our queen.
Yeah.
I can also assist in the bomb making because I have +6 to crafting.
Ooh,
All
you should
right.
assist and not me.
Okay.
I have like plus infinity to go boom, but that's it.
All right. Let's see what I learned from books.
All right. While you roll what you learn from books, Matthias, you're going to learn from the rudimentary things that you recall back in New Jack City.
Okay.
Point of order, is Ilona making a holy hand grenade right now?
Yes.
Yes!
What did I learn in this book? Is had to have been something at the chapel, correct? Or
Says here, the number of the counting shall be 3.
Hey, Alona hasn't prayed over it yet, so it's not holy yet, but she is making it.
Oh, I'm gonna bless this
We're
book.
helping make it.
What am I rolling, and do I get any extra?
Basically, it would be either a craft check, craft or alchemy, or craft potion, or bomb, or whatever, or Arcana. Either way, it's an intelligence-based check, and if you have no other proficiencies in intelligence-based checks, or if you are untrained, you might as well just roll your intelligence raw.
Can I just ask if using guidance will make it a holy hand grenade?
Guidance won't make it holy, but guidance will help the roll. Because, dear God.
You should
Yeah.
cast guidance on Matthias. I'm fine. I
Yeah.
promise.
Can
Also,
I?
are we
assist you?
using everything or are we using most of it?
I will say that depends on how big the boom you want to make. If you want to make the biggest boom, you're going to have to use all of it. If you want to make a nice, sizable, small boom, you're going to use only a fifth of it.
So if we want to make the big machine go boom, I think we have to use all of it, and we're putting all of our booms in one basket.
Put all the booms in one basket. I'm going to
Yeah.
put that. That's going to be
Uh,
all the
Well,
booms.
you know what they say.
So,
Trust what you've read in a book better than the experience you've had in the field.
if only a person or an individual in the game can only deal with one guidance spell cast on them at a time, right?
Yeah, you cannot stack guidance if that's what you're asking.
I was definitely wanting to stack guidance.
Well,
I was absolutely wanting to stack guidance.
Would guidance stack with aid?
Yeah.
As long as it's, I think, a different source, then it
Yeah.
should.
Yeah. 'cause-
Otherwise, it would supersede.
Okay.
Yeah. So Sidney can assist, and then Michael can give him guidance, and then that's pretty much.
Oh, I
Fingers
can't cast
crossed.
guidance. I was going to say somebody else could cast. who
I
can
can't cast guidance.
I was assuming it was going to be the druid,
Oh yeah.
honestly.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah,
Sure.
I
I
got it.
don't have it.
I've got it.
So, let's get the dice a rolling. Very first thing I need is for Ilona to roll the assist.
Oh, I already got you. I'm going
Oh.
to flip through my book and I'm going to go, I think I read something in here about, oh yeah, I rolled a 23.
Oof.
Ooh,
And it was like, oh yeah, I've never done this before. However, in my textbook right here, it says, red wire, make big boom. Blue wire, leave it alone.
All right. So, Matthias, now you are. Matthias has probably gone off to
No, Matthias
Check
is
for a
just sunk
bomb.
down in his
No.
chair in shame.
Oh, there he is.
Oh no, Matthias, no!
Oh boy. So Matthias, you
also-
have. Oh yes, Emmy.
No, I just want to mention that given the rules, you start with 1 hero point, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh,
Oh.
now that you start, and I'm going to clarify upon this. You always start off with 1 hero point, and you can actually get more than 1 every game. So if you keep doing awesome things, you can bank as many points as you want. From the rules as written, it does say that, let's say you're about to die or something terrible happens, you can cash in all your hero points, which would suggest more than 1. So that would suggest more than 1 hero point can be earned a game. Yes, Michael.
So the hero points we gain from previous games carry over to this game.
I believe, from what I've seen, I believe so. If not, they
Okay.
were set to 1. But regardless, you can earn more than 1 hero point a game.
Okay.
I'm gonna reload.
Oh, and also I
Good.
want to say Rufa is like 20 feet away from all this going on.
And you also have guidance, Casey.
Yes.
Matthias.
Ian, you did give Matthias guidance?
Yeah, I think Woodward says, so, my buddy Tullamore, his hooch still went up one day, right? And you're going to want to make it to something like that. So if you get the fight, and he just goes to explaining how a still can go wrong, hoping that has to correlate with a bomb.
I'm glad you mentioned the multiple hero points because I think I should have 1 more left over.
You did have the extra ones that you got last game for being quippy.
Please.
Yeah.
Okay. That's
And then our interaction.
Yeah.
That's true.
And again, this may be me misinterpreting the rules as written. So if I'm reading this wrong,
Look,
if I'm
I'll
understanding
take-
it wrong.
all. I'll take all of the hero points I can get. I think I finally found something that was decent. So, I have guidance and assistance, right?
So it's a +3 total?
+3 total. Okay. That brings me to an 18.
An 18.
not
All
bad.
right.
Not bad.
By the way, I did get confirmation. Big thank you to Malice 1974 that the maximum you can have is 3 hero
That sounds
points
right.
a game.
Okay.
Little
I
less.
had
crazy.
2 and now I have 0. So.
Yes. All right. So as you guys work together in tandem, Ilona is coaching you through this endeavor, talking about you need sort of like a catalyst or an activating agent. You need enough room to build up some sort of so you need oxygen and room to build that gas and that tension and all these things. And you're like, oh right, yeah, of course, this takes me back to New Jack City with all these things. And you're mixing this up, and there's some awful gas that starts pouring out. It smells awful. It's a little scary. You're able to get the cap on. It starts to get very warm and it starts to shake a little bit. It's starting to get very active. And you kind of get the feeling the whole thing is incredibly fragile. What you've kind of made is this kind of very weird fantasy nitroglycerin kind of cocktail. So, you now have a DC 18 Big Bada Boom. That's what I'm officially calling this. Eloise, you now have to carry this 18 DC Big Bada Boom about 100 feet or somewhere where they're in to the camp.
Yep.
I'm going to need an athletics check to make sure you don't drop this and kill yourself. Ian, yes.
Yeah, so immediately Woodward turns over to Eloise and says, so when you get a new bottle of hooch, you don't want to drop it. So in that glass bottle, and immediately cast guidance on her as well, just trying to keep the metaphor going. The only thing he knows.
So don't drop the booze boom, right? Yeah. Okay.
Drop the booze.
No, don't drop the booze.
Also, was that a Fifth Element reference? Isn't that a Fifth Element reference?
Yeah.
Bada boom.
Yeah, big bada boom.
Big bada boom.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Okay, I'm not crazy.
guidance gives me +1, +2,
Guidance gives you +1.
+1.
Calamity actually put in their Lilu voice, the name of the character who says that. Big bada boom.
Haha. Nice.
Thank you, Chad.
Athletics.
Mhm.
right?
That's correct.
Cool. I'm great at athletics.
Mm.
+1. So that gets me to. I can math +2. 18.
All right.
I was nervous.
It's okay. That's the number I want to hear. So as you're carrying this bomb, you are being gentle enough to not drop it and blow yourself up. That's why that DC 18 was so important. So you're carrying this bad boy. You finally get to a safe place that you feel is within range. No, so remind me the plan. You want to put this down, find a goblin, and have them bring it into the camp. I think Amy is either thinking really hard or there she is. We lost you for a bit. Oh, lost your audio, Amy.
Oh no, she looks so
Her
sad.
sad face is so sad.
No, but you're
Oh. Big anime girl eyes. Just-
Same, Amy. Same.
Oh, we got one in the chat? Nope. All right.
Oh,
Yeah, it is mood. So we're going to leave everyone the nice little clip.
If she hadn't rolled, I would have assumed she exploded just now.
Yeah. Oh, here she is. She's coming
Yep.
back.
Sorry about that. All right. So, you can hear me, yes?
Yes.
Okay. It did a weird thing. I could see all y'all moving, but nothing was happening. Okay. So, the plan is to find a spot that looks really like mucky and
Mhm.
like sewery and kind of smells right at the edge of the camp to place this little bomb bag in.
Mm-hmm.
And to kind of make sure that the bomb bag looks like it's covered in kind of like gross.
Okay.
And then I'm going to put it there, and then I'm going to go like hide about 10 feet back
Mhm.
behind a tree so I can see what's happening, but so that I'm not like obviously there.
Okay. So you're going to be hiding behind a tree, correct?
Yes.
All right. I need you to give me a stealth check to hide. So give me that stealth check really fast.
Okay. Oh, that's not bad. Stealth. That's 19.
Okay. 19. Perfect.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
are able to hide, and you do spy a few goblins kind of running manically around, their big feet flapping in front of them as their hands are like grasping, I guess, what little sanity they have in midair.
So, of all of them, of my knowledge of goblins, I don't know if I know this or if I just know this. Do I see one that has the biggest hat?
Ah, the big hat rule. You don't see one that has a big hat. They all look like they have no hats and no clothes for that matter.
Okay, just making sure. All right, I'm gonna look to see if there's any that look like they look like they are on a mission to do something. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Give me a perception check.
Okay. So many rolls. This does not bode well. That's a 17?
17. So you do see one goblin, his giant oblong football head is constantly looking around sporadically. His hands are grabbing aimlessly at the air, and his teeth are just kind of gnashing like and you can tell he's in full panic mode as he's got work to do, but doesn't know where it is. Yeah.
Cool. All right. So I'm going to hunker down and focus on this goblin. And I'm going to speak into his mind in like my most ancient, irritable, bowel, bad, like stomach day kind of voice.
Please, what does that sound like?
Yeah, I want to hear what she has to say.
Ah,
Oh
Please.
God, I'm really bad at ever trying to do any sort of deep voice. So,
You almost got it.
This goblins I have chosen. I have picked
uses for the biggest tasks. I have dropped a gifts for you and the goblins is that you work with. I have left it for you in the mucks to give to your big machines to make it work so much that you all get returned to the poops from which you came in glory and stank.
All right.
Yes.
So for that amazing impromptu impression of
Nailed
a
it.
god you've never heard of before, I'm giving you a hero point because that was amazing.
Thank you.
Up to maximum of 3. And I want you to roll for me.
Okay.
I want you to roll for me a check because you're totally lying to this person in their face.
Yeah.
So I need for you-
Deception?
yeah, roll deception.
I just
Cool,
messed
I'm good
around
at
with
that.
Stanky and Chrome.
Yep.
So if
I'm
we
gonna
all end
use
up
the hero
getting
point.
T-shirts with something we said on stream
Mhm.
printed
Okay.
for Glory and Stink is something Amy is going to have in public at some point.
I think we're gonna put goblins all over it for the glory and the stink. So what was your
That's a
deception?
21.
21. The DC to beat was so far below that. I want to just put that out there. So
So is it a critical success?
wait, what was the total? It was 21.
21.
Not a critical
Okay.
success,
Okay.
but it was a very good success. Very
I
good.
wanted to know though.
Yep.
So the goblin, as he's running around, you see kind of stop, goes, his eyes become dilated, like bigger than a fist. His eyes almost take up his whole oblong head as his mouth droops and his arms just kind of hang by his side. He's like, oh. And you can hear in Goblin, he's going, Meeson having brain god think speak time. Gobulon, great crapper of life is speak it words unto me's with ears thinking of being agent person of God chaos plan. And he starts looking around and he's just like, where is it at? Bees it where? He finally spies the bag covered in muck and he goes, there's it, Bees is now. And he just runs over, grabs the bag with the grace of a bull, throws it high in the air and starts running. As he throws it in the air, you start seeing the bag start to.
The moment he's facing the other way, I book it. And I'm booking it, and the moment I get close to them, if nothing has gone off, I just start going, no, other way.
Okay, so you guys are all a fair distance away, but then this is again the DC 18 Big Bada Boom. So
Is he not inspired from hearing his god speak to him?
he is so enthusiastically inspired that he's taking what he doesn't know is volatile nitroglycerin and shaking it around. He should already be dead, but the grace of his god and his own chaos.
And
For
Stank.
Glory and Stink.
That brings us to uses.
And he's like, Meeson brain thinking, God speak time. Me ears hear word speech of Baal King. Ah! And he's just running into the camp, and the last thing you hear as you book it, and you're given the whole like get down gesture in Goblin is this loud voice shouting, we shouldn't have God gift from Big God, and once that happens, I need everyone to make a reflex save.
Has anybody ever seen the movie, the miniseries The Stand?
I know of it, yeah.
In the show, a character called the Trash Can Man drives an atom bomb through Vegas, and that's what I'm picturing right now, but with a goblin.
I could see that. All right. So this is for the Big Bada Boom, and I will say this. The DC will probably be a little higher than you think because there's other factors. that we're
Oh,
not
perfect.
seeing.
Right.
What are we adding again?
Second one here.
It's a
It's
reflex
a
save.
reflex.
Okay.
I have a hero point. I forgot I have a hero
I'm
point.
gonna also use my hero point to not
Yeah.
have a nat one.
Use them as much as you can. You can only get a maximum of 3, and I want to give them out like candy because you guys do not want to die.
Reflex.
I really
Damn.
don't want to die.
So
Same, but that was not a good roll on my part.
Oh, no!
I'm good with mine.
Everyone,
So-
let's go with Chionubis. Chionubis, what was your reflex save?
The hero point is as to what?
You can
Just let you re-roll it.
do a reroll.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's so much better. That is math. 28.
Nice.
What did you have? I'm curious.
My die face was a 3.
Yeah.
Reflex is a 9, so 12.
Damn.
Legit.
Yeah. Glad we re-rolled that. Okay, Ian, give me that.
Yeah. So Woodward got an 18, and Mush got a 23.
Seriously, you're the animal companion.
Yeah.
If PJ knows me well enough and we played enough campaigns together, he knows that my animal companions are usually better characters than the character I end up rolling.
This is very true. I'm not going to get into the full details, but let's just say
Oh,
the last
no,
time
no.
he had an animal companion. The animal companion was the hero, and we were his 3 idiots. Casey.
This is beautiful.
20.
Oh wow.
Okay. And Sidney. What does Alona have?
15.
Okay. And what does Eloise have?
23. After a hero point saved me from a natural wood.
Ooh. And last but not least, Mr. Rufo, what you got?
22.
Eloise would have just went.
All that was left was a plushie.
Like, go! Wait,
All right.
do I have it? I do. Okay. I know what would happen to Eloise if that happened. You ready?
Yeah.
There's our sound.
Yep.
There's a soundboard. I love it. Okay. And then minus for cover. Okay. So.
A person who can heal is gonna be hurt.
Matthias, Woodward, and Ilona.
The reality show.
Take
We're safe.
So as this raucous, thunderous boom echoes, and you can start seeing this gigantic fireball kind of going up and into the sky, you have this awkward moment as you see Eloise, this 11-year-old girl, going like, "Get down!" And all of a sudden, boom, and this energy starts rushing over you, and you see from the energy not only fire, but shrapnel, debris, bits of wood, bits of metal, bits of fleshy bone. And you all hit the deck. Some not fast enough. Matthias, Woodward, and Alona. Woodward and Alona. You take 12 damage as you are overcome by fire and debris. Everyone else that hit the deck slightly
You
before
are up
them,
for elimination.
you are alive and well.
I actually
Yeah, we got higher than you.
Yeah.
What the?
I have a feat
Oh yeah.
that I'd like to use.
What's
Shield block.
Okay.
I can use if I can. I can. So it's basically when there's an enemy attack coming towards you, you can use shield block, and it takes away the hardness of your shield from the damage you were dealt.
That's
I
right.
believe my wooden shield has a hardness of 5, so I'm going to take that away from the 12 and then take the damage.
All right. What's the HP of the shield? Do you know?
I think it's 5. I can double check though.
Okay, because there's hardness in HP. I think once the hardness is bypassed, the damage kind of bleeds in, attacks the HP of the shield
Okay.
because it can break.
I'll look it up real quick and then get
No
back.
problem. Sydney,
I have a cantrip that does the exact same thing.
that's right. So that takes off 5 of that damage.
Yeah.
Okay, you only take 7 of the 12. Matthias, what do you got?
I have 7 HP now.
Okay,
Yeah.
good to know.
Jeez.
Good to know.
You guys told me to give it to them.
I can
okay.
fix that.
So it looks like I'm going to look up the wooden shield, so both me and the shield take the remaining damage.
So you'd both take 7, correct?
Yes. And so I'm looking at the HP of my shield real quick.
Mm-hmm.
And my... Oh, yeah. My run-amok board is broken.
No!
No.
You can druid craft
But
it
I
back
survived.
together.
So as you do a captain's turtle best to put your shield up, you can feel the force hit you so hard that things go bright white, and you can feel the shield start to cave and splinter, and it breaks off. And as it breaks off, you're kind of left in the wash of all that debris. A few seconds pass, almost like hours, and as everyone kind of comes to, cut, damaged, burned, confused, maybe lightly concussed, you can kind of see there's a light fire now burning in the forest around you. Not just the kind of fire that was at the camp. This seems stronger. Something's fueling it. Something's burning in that fire. Something thick and heavy. And you can hear screaming and chaos coming from the camp just out the way. Those who speak Orcish, you hear orcs shout. What was that idiot goblin doing? Who gave that man a bag? What just happened? We've just been attacked. To arms. Rally who's alive. And if they're dead, slap them in the face and tell them they don't have the time to be dead. I need vengeance now. Those who speak goblin hear, great poop god, take us back to your lower bowels and intestines. And then you hear another harsher goblin voice going, this is your fault. You don't get to celebrate. You hear this awful whip crack sound and it says, whoosh. The orcs demand you rally. And they're like, ack? Okay. And then you hear the other voices. They keep saying, the new one. And then eventually from the chaos, you hear status report and from the orcs, and the orcs say, new one seems fine. New one seems barely phased. The goblins are like, repair, and patch. And then this other goblin voice says, no. Double big mean greens say they're fine. And like, oh, double big mean greens say they're fine. Oh, okay. I guess double big mean greens make big thought thinky brains now. Okay. So you're hearing the rallying of what's left of this bomb. The orcs are pissed. They're shouting blood for blood. The goblins are chaotic, and the hobgoblins putting them to task are trying to keep them focused. What do you do?
We didn't destroy the big thing, but we killed someone.
Rufa says in a... Rufa
I'm
says
just
in
lying
a...
on my back.
You lie on your back.
Yeah.
Rufa says in a loud whisper, so loud enough that the group will hear, but not the goblins or orcs. Let us perhaps make hasty retreat.
Up to you guys. Do you retreat away, or do you take this moment of opportunity to see who left is alive and potentially fight this camp while they're at whatever fiery conflagration they're in?
Can we also just say that Smokey the Bear really hates us right now?
Dude, Smokey just texted me. He's like, bruh, I'm pissed. That's not cool.
I would have
Only
thought
you can
Smokey
prevent
Bear was
the
up in smoke.
I kind of think we should see how many are left. Personally, I'm also not the one that took the most damage.
No, I mean, we should probably heal Mr. On the Ground Man.
Yeah, Chionubis is gonna go and like offer a hand to Matthias, like to help him out.
At this point, I just have like a thing over my face, like I'm just gonna nap. Like,
Here to die.
Morel kind of pokes his head from behind his shield, which like is smoldering a bit, and he kind of wipes off some of the soot and the debris, and he's like, status report? Does anyone need help?
a middle finger goes up from the grass.
He points and goes,
There's
you.
your state report.
He's like, you're doing great, mate. Keep it up. You're doing wonderful.
Okay, I'm gonna cast heal on Matthias real quick, so he's
What?
not dead.
Would the amount of voices that we're hearing basically alert us to the fact that it's a large group of orcs and goblins and stuff?
Well, you hear a lot of voices shouting, in that you hear a lot of shouting. If you want to kind of listen for the voices and try to pick out maybe a rough total, give me a perception check.
A what?
Perception check.
Okay.
Sorry.
May I cast healing on Matthias?
Please and thank you.
Matthias, you get 9. You get 9 points of health back. And
I got-
as
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
all good. And as the warm purple glow surrounds your body, I'm just gonna say, why is it always you?
You find the answer, you let me know. And I'm not even trying to be quiet anymore.
22.
22. Okay. I just love that you can hear the middle finger in Matthias' voice. So as you start listening, you're trying to pick out different voices based on tonality, pitch, inflection, and all that. You are able to pick out that there is surviving maybe 3 goblins, 1 hobgoblin, and 3 orcs. And of course, the new unit, which constant reports have shown is completely fine.
I'm sorry. I'm writing that down as a part of my notes. What was that again?
Right, I believe I said 3 goblins. You have 1 hobgoblin and 3 orcs.
Okay.
You can take them.
Yeah!
Rufa said. Oh,
Really
just
fast,
in case
Ian.
is left. I'm actually going to use heal at its full ability,
Mhm.
which if I use all 3 actions, it's in a 30-foot radius around me.
Mhm.
So anybody within 30 feet of Woodward gets 4 hit points back.
Woo.
Sweet.
What I need. All right.
Rufa looks at the group. Actually, doesn't sound like there's too many left. From what I'm hearing, 3 goblins, perhaps a hobgoblin, and at least no more than 3 orcs.
Hey, if we can be sneaky and get the jump on them while they're off, like looking around and in a panic, I think that we have a pretty good shot.
All right.
I slowly
okay.
get up, just do a big brush myself off, and just slowly start walking towards the sounds of the voices.
Really fast. Kylie, you said you looked like you wanted to say something earlier. Did you think you were going to say?
Can she hear remotely a familiar voice or Elvish by chance?
If you want to do a perception check, yeah, maybe.
Ooh, 24.
24. You are very familiar with the wrathful shouting of one half-elf captain of the Ulfguard. You do not hear his shouting anywhere in this camp.
He could be a prisoner.
Or he could be exploded.
Um,
Got me so excited, PJ.
Blow
Well,
up first,
yes.
ask questions later.
say, could Rufa kind of go into the shadows and kind of go direct to directions of the voices, but kind of flanking wise to the left?
Yeah, you could do that. Give me a stealth check.
You know what? You're the new stealth person now. I don't.
Look, it's just
Anyone who
rolling.
wants stealth. Just
I just figured you would go to the right if I go to the left.
I'm not even doing. I'm just.
He's
I'm not
just
even
walking.
stealthing, I'm just walking at like a really slow pace. Like if my head was down, you'd hear the Charlie Brown music.
Okay,
All
Michael
right.
Bluth.
So, all right. So we have Rufa doing a stealth check. What is everyone else doing? You guys just readying for a war? What's up?
Yeah, let's get prepared to kill things.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
I got,
So
I'm gonna.
that being stated,
I got a dirty 20.
Okay, so we're going to use that stealth check as your initiative.
Okay.
Since it looks like everyone's going to be fighting. So let that be your initiative. All right, so 20 stealth. And Amy, you're going to say something?
Oh yeah, I was gonna say I'm following behind Matthias, using him as a hiding spot.
Okay, all right. So let's get initiatives. Matthias, what's your initiative?
Okay, let's see. 11.
11. Okay.
Yeah.
Eloise, what is yours?
So if I'm hiding behind him, do I do perception like general, or do I do stealth to hide behind him?
Since you are hiding, that obviously is the hide action, then you can do stealth check for your initiative.
Cool. That's a 10.
Okay. Ian, what's your initiative roll?
I got a 10.
Hey!
10. All right.
How am I in the lead so far?
Wait, where's my
Out of you guys.
Really fast, Eloise, what is your dexterity?
My dexterity is +4.
What is yours, Ian?
My dex is a +2.
Okay, so she'll be going before you. Sidney, what's your initiative?
11.
11. What's your dexterity?
-1.
Okay. Woohoo.
I'm a little bit more dexterous than that, I will say.
Just a tad.
Chionubis, what is your initiative?
12.
Yay!
Wow. We did so well.
That explosion really shook us, guys. It really shook us real hard.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
Maybe morale will roll well.
He rolled his initiative is an 11.
Wow.
So don't
Oh
worry
my God.
because he is not very dexterous. He is going to be going after Ilona. Okay.
Wow, he's a -2 dexterity. Oh,
You're doing
no.
great, guys. This is 10
Yeah.
out of 10.
Someone said something and did not knock on wood. I'm just gonna say that right now.
Yeah, they cursed you. They cursed you hard.
Man, go.
Someone
Meanwhile,
wants this to be our final episode.
hey, you've been doing amazing surviving a lot of crazy stuff. So I give you all the props in the world for that.
So-
Spear to the chest. Fire.
All right. Well, the good thing is that the goblins rolled just as their namesake, and it was poopy. The orcs are hugely pissed, and they're going to be going first. And the hobs, if I can find their stat right here.
No, we've mentioned before, like the idea of playlists for a character. I think the one at the top of my list should now just be "I'm not okay."
Casey, I was gonna say the other one can just be "Cause you had a bad day."
Yep. Just Matthias constantly striking out at American Idol. That's life.
Just every roll, your dice is like, that's no for me, dog. Okay, so coming out the gate, we got the hob, followed by the orc. So you start hearing this massive rush of bodies coming out of the fire. Eventually, the fire breaks open like some curtain in a sadistic play, and as they break through, you see 3 orcs and a hobgoblin coming from the veil of fire and smoke. They are wounded, parts of them are still on fire, and they do not care, but you're getting a feeling that whoever's left alive is probably higher up in the chain of command because they were protected from the flame, and they're going to kill you in the name of their champion, Xanakin. They will take, let's see, you guys are about, so it'll take their entire turn to get up to you. So you're safe for 1 round. After the orcs, Rufa, it's your turn as you've been stealthily hiding and watching from the left flank.
I'm going to use a free action to use my ability, my investigator ability, observe exponentially. So I'm just going to be looking around for anything that would help, like environmentally help us. You know, I'm talking about like a bomb or a tree that might break down or something.
Sure. And that's my roll, right? Or is it?
Yeah,
your roll?
you roll.
Okay.
But add my perception,
Mm-hmm.
which is +7.
Yep. You are able to get a very good look around, and you can tell that without actually going into the giant on fire camp, there is nothing that you can use except for like very light cover with the environment, or light cover, I should say, with the environment for hiding. There's nothing like a weapon or some sort of an impromptu trap that you can make at this point in time.
Okay. Then for my first action, I will use Study Suspect on one of the orcs. Where to see it? I have to attempt a perception check against the will DC of one creature. So I got a 18.
All right, now an 18 against the willpower of an orc will work.
Awesome. I get a +1. Is it a critical success or a success?
Just a success.
Success,
Not a
okay.
critical.
+1. All right. With that +1, I am going to actually first use trip on that orc with my
Okay.
whip.
Awesome. Go for it.
Sheet. I got 22.
All right, that will definitely hit. Not critically, but it will hit. You sweep him up with that trip.
So he falls and lands prone now, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I am now going to hit him with said whip.
Absolutely.
I got a 19.
All right, that'll definitely hit.
Woo!
All right, roll
Hooray.
damage.
Awesome.
Smashing.
Smashing.
And I smashed him with a hammer.
7 damage.
How much was that?
7.
7. Okay. I was like, did I hear
Oh, wait.
11?
Oh, wait. And 7, 8, 9. I add my strength modifier to my damage, right? Or my dex for whip.
It is.
It's a finesse.
Your dex is bonus to hit, but your damage is still based off strength.
Okay, so even though it's a finesse weapon?
Yes, that is just a bonus to hit.
Okay.
With your dexterity.
Cool. Then, see, I +2, so 7, 8, 9. 9 damage.
Ooh, still really darn good. So you trip him up, and you can just hear him swear in Orcish as you flip him onto his back, and with your hand still raised, a quick mullineer of your wrist, you bring your full arm extension down, and he just kind of has that like collapsed in half as you can hear the air just completely escape his lungs, and a sickening crack of at least 2 ribs from the weight of the chain of that whip. Yeah, it's like,
Wow.
it ain't pretty. So I believe that's all 3 of your actions.
See. Yeah.
Yep. Chionubis. You have 2 orcs not prone, huffing and puffing to kill you with a hobgoblin close by their ranks. Actually, you're like on the flank of the last one. They're all booking it towards you. Goblins are probably still in the fire, soon to come running. What do you do?
Can they see me yet?
Oh, you didn't use your initiative to hide, did you?
No.
Then they can see you.
I didn't pick anything from mine.
You just rolled a basic initiative. I was gonna say if
Yeah.
you want to be like, I'm going to stealth and hide, that can, But I'll say in lieu of that, you did not stealth. That's fine, but they do see you.
All right. Well,
See that arrow in their face then.
Yeah.
yeah. We're gonna do that. So I'm gonna dock an arrow.
Mhm.
I'm going to mark. Are they all in a line, or are they like horizontally?
Oh yeah.
They're-
yeah.
Okay.
They are doing what we like to call Disgaea 101. You never fight in a straight line in that game because they can just kill you. So yeah, they're running at you in a straight line.
Okay. We're gonna mark the middle one as prey.
Nice.
All right, he is marked.
All right.
Oh, hi,
Lock
Mark.
and load.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Ooh, 16 to hit.
16
Wait.
to hit against the rushing orc.
Wait.
The Russian orc? Where are the others from?
Czechoslovakia. I don't know.
Her name is Svetlana.
23 to hit.
23 to hit. Thank you so much. That
Nice.
will hit.
Heck yes. Where's my deck?
Yay!
That's 6 damage.
Nice.
Great.
All right, the arrow definitely finds a place. As the arrow's rushing, you kind of look at him, take him out. The orc gets a hit in the shoulder. You see his whole upper body recoil as he then just kind of like shakes his arm, and you can see the arrow lodges his body, kind of loosens a bit as he does this quick rotation of his rotator cuff, and he just keeps on huffing. But he does take the hit pretty well. Any other actions you have left?
I'm going to shoot one more.
Okay, this will be at a negative penalty.
Yeah, for a -2, right?
I believe 4.
4. Okay. Ooh, not 20.
Nice.
Double the damage.
Yes.
Let's go.
Double damage.
Double the dice, double the bonus,
Um,
double all the good things.
Okay. Hold on. That. What's another 4? That's 19 damage.
Yeah.
Whoa!
Enemy's out.
Nice.
Kill our queen.
Oh,
There's
wait,
no
hold
way.
on. Hold on. Wait. I forgot one. Sorry. 26 damage.
Oh,
There it is.
We hail our queen.
I forgot
so
to add the D10 with it. My bad.
that's right. Oh, because it's
You got
deadly.
that measly D10.
So so you take your bow and arrow. The first hit hits him in the chest. He recoils, and then he starts turning back. And as he turns back, his head is kind of lowered just where his torso once was. So as he's like barreling down, he kind of goes, stops as the arrow meets him right here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now tell me the tale of this shot that you put right between the eyes. How does this body fall?
So everything slows down in slow motion. Slows down in slow motion.
I got you.
And she like docks, draws back, and in Orcish says blood for blood. Loud enough for him to hear, loud enough for all of them to hear. And just whoop, and just like slow motion. Just like right between the eyes.
And he's just like furious, and then it hits him, and his whole body kind of goes stiff. One eye rolls up in the back of his head, and he just takes a header into the dirt. Normally, they would activate their frenzy ability, but since you put him at negative, his own health. I was like, I'm gonna give him a fortitude save. He rolled a 2 on the fort save. You killed him outright. You just overwhelming damage, and he rain pan and dead.
Or
Feels good.
So, good lord. Next up, Matthias. So I think Chionubis set a pretty good precedent here, my man. Done in 1. What you got?
Come at me, bro.
I'm just going to mosey on over to the nearest orc, whatever that may be. If they should be within.
They spent their entire turn to run up to you guys. So I would say there's about a 5-foot space of difference as they're
One of them's
charging.
prone. One of them's prone.
There's 5 feet, you say?
About 5 feet. Yeah. You can do
Okay,
5
so
feet.
one's just there in front of me. Cool. That means I don't have to move. Even better. I'm feeling really lazy right now. So I'm gonna start with twin feint on. There's one near me.
The one that's prone or the one that's standing?
I'll go for the one standing. Let's go.
All right. Toe to toe.
Let's go. That is 23 to hit.
23 to
Hey.
hit will hit.
Nice.
Nicely done.
And then the twin feint.
Mm-hmm.
The second attack is a 15, but he's flat-footed.
He is flat-footed
Ooh.
because the first
First
twin
hit.
feint attack hit. So that means
Sure.
that is a successful hit.
Okay. So the first strike does. Yep. So it takes 5 from the first one, and then because that flat-footed, I got my sneak attack. That's in. So the first one is 5. The second one is 11. So a total of 16 damage.
Whoa.
Yeah, they got no chance.
Guys.
We're actually figuring out how to do this, guys.
Yeah.
And it only took us how many games?
4.
Hey, look, no matter how much we know, how much we learn, we got to put into practice, you know? Like we're all learning. It's a safe space. So Matthias, tell me the tale quickly.
Oh, it's very quick. It's just like I just kind of like have my head down and just as I take a step forward and just with like just the most deadpan expression, just cross the throat again, just and it's he just kind of like slumps forward and just kind of out of the way, just the smallest sidestep.
Okay, so here's the things get weird.
Let's get
I
weird.
rolled a fortitude save because you did put him in the negatives to see if his frenzy would save him and he'd get another
Frenzy.
opportunity to kill you. He failed the frenzy fortitude roll, but not by much. So as you slit his throat, he drops, and you can hear his orcish tongue gurgling on his own blood in his neck. But as he's slowly dying, as the blood is like pumping from his throat, with his last dying breath, he puts you in a grapple around your legs.
Well, I should say, since he was right in front of me, I've used 2 actions. I technically have 1 more.
Mm-hmm.
So,
That's true.
can I use that for my third attack to see if I can finish him before he gets to do that?
I will say you can use your third action to break out of the grapple on your legs.
All right, I'll do that then.
All right.
Freaking jerk.
You can try an athletics check, or or I'll even be gracious and give you an acrobatics check.
All right, yeah, I'll do that then. Let's see. Yeah, 1 point higher. All right.
Come on, Casey.
Let's go, Casey.
I'm too tired, you guys.
No.
So I do the cool thing and just like, all right, and then he just grabs me, and I'm just like, this might as well happen. That's a 7.
Oh,
Oh no.
does
Things
yeah?
just
Not
don't
even,
die when I used to think back in my day, things used to die when you slice them across the throat twice.
Yeah.
They didn't
Yeah.
grab you; they just died.
I feel like that's
Times changed.
that's like a boomer quote, like a doomer. You may call me a doomer. Back in my day, when we killed someone, they stayed dead.
You know, let's just shorten it to duty. Might as well.
Look, we pulled them up by our garrote wires and we killed them. Gosh darn it! So he's super dead, but he still has you in a grapple. So you're considered grappled. You won't be able to move unless you break it. The good thing is the DC is very low because he's dead. He's just mass around your legs. That being said, next up, Ilona.
Hi. Okay.
What do you do?
Well, how many enemies are there left?
So you have the one orc and the one hobgoblin still standing, and you can
Oh.
probably tell the gobs are on their way because they're kind of excited by the fire.
I'm gonna go for the hobgoblin.
Okay.
That is a joy. 21.
Yay!
Nice.
That'll hit.
Yay! It's not a crit, is it?
It is not a crit. You do see that these goblins are running, and they're actually wearing armor and carrying their shield, unlike
is-
a little chaos girl that stole the shield last time.
Which I still have, technically.
Yeah, absolutely. You might have to give it to your boy over here.
Yes.
Okay, that would be. I'm using Divine Lance. That would be. Oh, yes! Max of 8 damage.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
As the flower petal emanates from my hands and shoots at the hobgoblin, I'm like, okay, Matthias, I'm gonna come for you in a second.
Whatever.
So the giant passion flower blooms, and kind of coming from the center is this beam of light that shoots off like some flowery Kamehameha and blasts this guy right in the chest. The armor kind of burns and singes as he's kind of trying to reorient himself from the burn. Nicely done. Do you have any actions left?
Since that was technically 2, how far away is Matthias from me?
It's about 5 feet from you.
Oh, he's super close. Can I try and break him out of the grapple?
Yeah, give me an athletics check.
Oh, okay.
I
on,
don't think we're
Cloister
very
Cleric.
athletic people.
18!
Wow!
That beats the DC. So you are able to pry these giant sausage fingers, and I should know what those are like, off this guy. I got club fingers. That means I got weird fingers. So you rip these fingers off this guy, and you pry them off enough that Matthias, you are now free of this no longer living bear trap of an orc.
I'm just gonna go over and I'm just gonna pat on the head like, I'm sorry.
It's a rough day.
Yeah, you're doing great. I know you're really talented, and next time you're gonna completely get them before they can do anything.
Tonight is just burn Matthias night, man.
They're
get
there.
him.
They're there.
We say it with love.
Yeah. Seriously, bro. I'm sorry, dude.
You feel a bit of warmth from under my hood. Like possible steam.
So,
Stabby boy anger.
suddenly, there's this giant rushing by all of you. Coming from the back, you see this large, massive form take off in a bright dash of shining metal and old orange, like a sandy orange. And you see Morel charging past the rear of the line. And as he comes into contact with the hobgoblin, he just shouts, "I am the front line!" and just slams his shield into the hobgoblin for 10 damage as the hobgoblin flies 10 feet back from the impact. As Morel lands, he strikes this low pose. One boxing hand up right, shield lower left, and he's just staring daggers at the hobgoblin. And he goes, "Come on, you're mine today." And now he's basically made himself the front line of your defense. And that's gonna be an intimidation check. It works. The hobgoblin's demoralized. He's like,
Yay.
okay. Yeah. And he starts moving back to combat. Eloise, you just saw a 6'6", about 280-pound man run 0 to 30 in 0.5 seconds and collide with this guy like a wrecking ball, knocking him back 10 feet away, and still has the speed and energy to be like, come on, round 2. The hobgoblin's alive, and you can hear the goblins acking in the background. They're going to probably be here soon. What do you do?
So there's a hobgoblin. There's an orc left.
There's one orc that's on the ground and prone. And
Okay.
yeah, and then the goblin's coming.
Cool. And no one's hit the orc yet? Where is he?
I have.
He is, yes. He has been hit by Rufa. He's on the
Okay.
ground. I'd say from you, he's about maximum 10 feet.
Okay. No one is closer than 10 feet?
Tim?
To me. I'm like right behind where Matthias
Yeah.
was because he didn't move.
It would be 10 feet.
Okay. Then is anyone there? The two of them aren't in any kind of line, are they?
No, right now it looks like, well, no, I'll give him this. There's a line. However, there's 3 orcs, 2 dead, 1 alive and on the ground, and the hobgoblin who's now actually 10 feet back from the line. But right next to them, right next to the orcs, is Morel.
Okay. Then I guess looking, I'm gonna take out my shield. Gonna like do this and run 25 feet with my tiny little legs. Go "Rah!" and stop before I get to the hobgoblin, towards the hobgoblin.
Mhm.
Like, ah! I don't need to hit you. And send out a line of tendrils to him instead.
All right, so you're like, psych magic.
Yeah. Yep. Just
I love it.
kind of like an undercut, but more of a sneak it.
Nice. Like almost like a slide and an
Yep.
uppercut with magic. So what, is it a save or is it a roll to hit?
So, Grim Tendrils is... they need to make a fortitude save
All right.
against the 17.
Against a 17. Well, the die face alone was a 19.
All right, so that's not a critical success. Correct?
Hold on. You said it was a 17 is the number to beat?
Yes.
It's not, but it's only a few points away.
Doesn't matter. It's not a critical success. That's all that matters. So,
All right.
bup. Oop, that's the wrong die. Where is my die? So is 7 damage, and they take half.
Okay.
It
This
doesn't
is the
say whether or
hobgoblin,
not
correct?
it round. Yes, and it doesn't say whether or not it rounds up or down.
Okay. So 7 of half.
So
So tell me the
3 or
tale.
Wow! So I hold up the shield and I kind of get to about where Morel is, and I stop, hold the shield steady, and just and as the tendrils come out from my hand, the hobgoblin just hears like this vacuum of just coming towards him. And as the tendrils wrap around and just like tangle and slice, he feels this like pulsingness kind of sucking his life away into it before the tendrils leave him in return.
So this is something that only you can kind of see and fathom. As they're striking and tangling up and they're with each hit of the tendril, not only is it like flaying skin and tearing and cracking bone, but you can see actually a little bit of his soul in essence being pulled from his body from each tentacle. And eventually, as he dies, it's hard to tell if he's actually dying from the damage of the tentacles or if it's because it's finally ripped each piece of his soul from his body. And he just kind of like, you see the color start to fade from him as his arms are being broken, his skin's being ripped. And then you kind of see him having this really odd moment like he's drowning on dry land. And then eventually his mouth opens, his eyes roll back, and a lifeless form drops mangled and broken.
I just kind of feel a kind of pulse in my hand.
Mhm.
And then I kind of step and I look up at Morel.
You can almost see as the body hits the floor. As the body hits the ground. As the body hits the ground, like in the shadow and the tendrils come back, it's almost like something's being pulled under with it. And so you look at Morel, and Morel's looking at this, and he kind of nods and goes, "Shield wall." And he kind of goes for like a knuckle bump, but with the shields, you both kind of like clang shields.
I kind of like vibrate with the intensity of it because I'm not used to having to hold that shield.
Yeah. And he just kind of like docks his head and goes, "Afra has been showing me all kinds of interesting things today.
I don't
Oh,
think
boy.
Afra's ever seen that.
I hope she hasn't." But he's still like proud of you. And he's squaring up with you side by side. So you have a 6'6", 280 pound beefy Acadian and like a 20, 30 pound 11-year-old girl.
I'm about 3 foot, maybe 3'1".
So 3 foot 11-year-old. So she's like anywhere between 20 and 50 pounds. And they're side by side shield wall. It's very clear there's a massive discrepancy. This is the worst phalanx ever, but goddamn, they look cute. They're both like, bring it. Now the goblins show up. You see the goblins coming out of the camp. Their giant big feet kicking up and slapping as they run. Their hands horribly holding weapons in ways that are not practical at all. Like one of them's holding the sword like under the quillin, like he's gonna beat you with the pommel, and he's got like at least 3.5 steel behind him, and he's just trying to strike at you with it. It takes their entire turn to get to you guys. Their heads are actually on fire. Their backs are lit ablaze, and they seem to have no recollection or concept that they are engulfed in flame. They're just shouting, and you can hear in Goblin, they're just shouting, what's it, double mean tall greens say? Hold on, me know this. They shout war cry. It's crap for the Bowl Father. And then they're like, crap for the Bowl Father! And they start charging you, shouting crap for the Bowl Father. Poop for the poop throne. Anyway, so the gobs have shown up. All 3 of them. And that's the end of their turn as they get into this. There's 1 orc left standing, and there's the 3 goblins who just arrived at the party. Next up, Rufa. No, I'm sorry, the other orc. The orc is still alive.
Oh.
But just barely. He gets up. He sees this environment. And he thinks, at least I'm going to kill that guy with the shield first. Maybe I can take his shield and defend myself. So he starts charging at Morel. He strikes Morel. Cockeyed. There we go. He will hit Morel. Where is the... There it is. Whew. So you see now in his hand, he's carrying this spear that is pitch black. You see wood and stone, but it's something about it's been maybe colored. It's covered in something unusual. And he takes this spear and he just starts thrusting it deep at Morel. Morel's in this stance, sees him coming, starts to turn to face him to parry the blade away, but he's a little too slow and it gets him right in the ribs and kind of smacks it away, tries to adjust to him. The orc, who is furious, goes for another strike. And as he pulls back for another strike, Morel is now ready. As he comes back again, Morel takes his shield arm and bashes it away and comes on guard with him. And he's just looking at him like, come on, you and me now. That's the orc's turn. Rufa, your target has run away from you and is now toe-to-toe with Morel. You see 3 goblins on fire, screaming the weirdest nonsense in Goblin. You don't even understand it, but it's like, what madness is this?
We're good to go?
Woodward.
Okay.
Mush.
Yeah.
Oh!
Oh yeah, Woodward
Yeah,
and Mush.
because
No,
I thought
you're
Woodward was
right.
after me because my dex was better.
Yeah.
No, you are correct. I lied. I didn't write down your initiative in the lineup. That's my bad. Let me correct that now. Okay, so, really fast, Woodward. I will say that the goblins have showed up and everything else has happened. What do you do with your turn?
If I am... So I'm not... Now that goblin or the orc has moved to Morel,
Mm-hmm.
I would need to move to him to strike, correct?
That is correct if you want to do a melee strike.
Okay. I am going to use my 3 actions. Is he within 30 feet of me?
Yeah, easily.
Okay, great. I am going to use Produce Flame.
Okay.
And as... Let's see if that hits. Ooh, that does not look good for me. Sorry, 1 second. Does a 12 hit?
The orc?
Yes.
It does not.
Okay. So as this barrage of fire comes from Woodward's hand towards this orc, hidden underneath it, running with it, is Mush. And he is going to... Woodward's using his last action to command Mush to attack.
Mm-hmm.
And Mush is going to bite the... Yes, he is going to bite our orc foe. Let's see if he hit. Of course he does, because he's Mush.
The spire spell was just a feint.
Yeah.
What was that, Ian?
It's a 21 to hit.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he bites at the ankle of this orc and does beautiful max damage, 10 damage to this guy's ankle. As he tries to rip it to shreds.
I'm just picturing Mush being like Hadouken, like flying out from Woodward.
Yeah, I feel Woodward has his hands out as this produced flame is rocking through the forest, and the badger is running right underneath it. As you're focused on the flame, he's with it. He's running with it.
He's a flaming badger!
Badger Duke it!
So you shoot the fireball, and I made 2 rolls, and I'll tell you what those are in a second. You shoot the produce flame, I should say, and then as you do that, you just... And he sinks his full weight and his teeth into the ankle of this orc, who screams in terrible pain as Mush just starts mauling on his tendons. However, that produced flame went a little wonky and it missed. As the orc goes down to one leg, as you start seeing his eyes roll in the back of his head, he's about to fall down. He starts... and he screams in Orcish, blood for blood, as he grips the end of his spear and raises it above high. His spear is now on fire because whatever the weapon is coated in is now on flame. It is combustible. It's flammable, I should say. It's flammable. So now he's pissed. He's furious. His frenzy is activated. And he's got a flaming spear and a badger trying to gnaw his foot off of his leg. So that's one of his frenzy actions as that happens. So good job, you Woodward and Mush, like MVP. Now we go up to Rufa. My apologies, Rufa. So you see all this. You see this orc. Fury and frenzy takes him. His battle cry is being shouted. His spear has caught fire. Now he's carrying this flaming spear while a badger is trying to maul his leg off. You see the goblins incoming. What do you do?
I am going to use my chain whip and disarm that flaming spear.
Nice.
Yeah!
Actually, first I'm going to study suspect. Study suspect first.
Okay, that's
I'm
one
gonna
that's an action.
Yeah, that's one action. So, build stuff up.
Mm-hmm.
A little insurance. So I roll my perception against the orc's will.
Mm-hmm.
26.
Oh yeah, that critically succeeds.
Yeah!
Nice.
Which means now all my attacks against the target until the end of this turn, I gain a +1 circumstance bonus to my attack roll.
Nice. So you get a +1 to hit on this next attack.
Yes.
Some fun
I am
addition.
going to basically. He looks at the spear and goes, "That is not good. We're gonna make this better." Like he just winds up the whip and strikes it out to disarm. Yeah, I have to attempt a athletics check against my opponent's reflex DC.
Okay.
Nat 20.
There it
Critical
is.
success. It rips out of his hand, and it basically lands right at your feet now.
Actually, I know this is gonna be a huge roll, but I'm still gonna try it. The fact that he has the chain wrapped around the spear, he's gonna wind up while it's still wrapped around the spear and try to fling it back through the back of the orcs.
Ooh, okay, this is a lot to ask for. I'm going to impose a full -4 to this roll, and I will say that you're already going to be at another penalty because you're attacking twice, I believe. So, okay, if I'm doing my math correctly, you're going to be doing this at a -12. Which, to be fair, you're trying to disarm a guy, a full-length spear, and whip it back at him. As dope as that is, kind of hard.
I say take it. Take it.
Try.
You know what?
Just try.
I'm getting some good luck this game. I'm going to take it, and I actually have 2 hero points right now, so little insurance.
Oh,
Y'all better knock on some wood.
Yup.
Thanks.
I am going to use one of those hero points.
Oh God. Okay, use them, man. This is your time.
We're almost to the end of this game. What are you going to use them for?
Shoot your shot. Shoot your shot.
5. Okay, I got 25 minus.
Do it again.
I think.
No, actually, this is a good roll. I'm just hoping everything totaled together is going to work. Let's see. 25 minus. I got a 4. No, I got a +1, 15.
Oh.
Ooh, actually, that's really good. I mean, a -12 imposed on that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you said you rolled a 15 to hit with this spear via your chain, yes?
Yes. Because I get that
Meat to
+1
beat, roll a
from
D10.
Study Suspect. Huh?
Meat to beat, roll a d10.
Ooh.
Nine.
9 damage.
Okay.
You whip it back, you whip it around, you throw it, and this burning spear lands directly into his back right muscle. His whole right arm goes limp as he starts to slowly fade. And as he does, you see him pounding his chest with his good arm, just chanting, "Blood for blood," and he's slowly standing back up with a burning spear in his back.
Oh, come on!
And he's losing a foot.
Now you know how Matthias feels every time he does something really cool.
He's like, slit, and he's like, "I'm an orc. I'm hard to kill." So, Chionubis, you see the most badass display of your life, which, by the way, for landing that insanity, I'm giving you a hero point, Michael. That is bonkers. Love it, my dude. Chionubis.
Hero points to make hero points.
Yeah.
You gotta spend them to make them. Chionubis, you see this orc that just will not die with a burning spear in his back, a badger nobbling, eating off his foot, and like Morel just ready to sock him. What do you do? Oh, and of course the goblins are there now.
Oh, the goblins have caught up.
Gotcha.
Okay. We're going to hold on. I had this plan? Not really, but we're gonna go with it. Okay. How close is the orc to her?
I would say that the orc is I'd say it's 10 feet away from you. Wait. Yeah, 10 feet away from you.
Sweet. Okay. She's going to unsheath her scimitar. And just gonna take a charge. And just try to get one good jab. Yeah.
Put him down. Peace and mercy.
Yeah.
All right.
But she wants some information before he dies.
Oh.
Okay. See about that.
Ooh, I'm gonna use my hero point to re-roll that.
I'm loving this. Let's use those hero points up.
That is a. Oh, not my timer. 23 to hit.
That'll hit. Roll damage.
That's a 2.
So as you strike him with the blade, you see him start to fall on it, and as he's about to collapse, he grips it with his hand till orcish blood spills, and then looks you in the eye, and he spits at you, and in orcish he says, "I have blood on your blade. You will too." And he's mean dogging you. Don't worry though, metagaming, you burnt his last frenzy point. After this, he is donezo. Matthias, because that was a pull action, run action, and attack. That's all 3. Matthias, you see the green sponge that will not die. You see the turds with legs. What do you do?
All right, I am going to mosey up to this orc that's giving my ranger friend some goblin, aka some poop, and I'm gonna try and hit it with my pointy stuff.
All right, stab me some gobos.
All right, so first one is an 18 to hit.
That'll hit.
All right.
And you're aiming for the orc?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were aiming for the gobos. Okay, cool. So you're aiming for the orc that won't
No,
die.
just going walking right up to this goblin or this orc that's giving everyone some trouble. And I'm not mistaken, that's the one that Morel was like, just.
Yeah, like we're toe to toe. Yeah.
Yeah. No, he's not. Okay. Wow, that's a really good roll. Okay. That's a 21 to hit on the second.
That'll hit.
He's flat-footed.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. So, first one does 5 damage. Second one does really again 11 damage. So another 16 damage.
Okay.
Yes! Matthias is back!
Back in the saddle again. Matthias, tell me the tale entirely.
Although I am not aware, Matthias is not aware that you wanted to interrogate this person. So here's what happened. I just kind of calmly walk around behind him as he's just staring at everybody, and I just grab his head, pull it back. My blade just pop out and just right across the gullet, and then I hold on, and then I just sort of take the other hand. I bring it back and just kind of bring him into a chokehold and try to decapitate him.
Okay. So you run up, you grab him by the top of his head, you bring your blade out, you drag it across, you give him the old crimson smile, and as he's grinning in full red, you kind of stop and go, not done yet.
Not again.
And you put him in a headlock with both blades attached to his neck, and you make this really gross slicing noise as his head just spins and falls loose from his neck. You're now covered in orc blood, so, hey, blood for blood.
I wish I knew how to say that, but I don't.
What was that, Kylie?
Is Chionubis also now covered in orc blood? In the face?
You're right there.
Yeah, like half of your face.
What about Morel? And I'm pretty sure there's a halfling there, too.
Yeah.
I want to know.
And a badger.
And a badger.
So Morel gets a little bit. I'm going to say because Morel is a 6'6" wall of Akkadian righteousness, that unless Eloise wants the blood on her, it's not going to be on her. Does Eloise want to finger paint?
No, she just gets a little bit on the shield and it's like, pretty.
So the orc is decapitated after having a spear in his back, after having a sword in his gut, after having a badger successfully go through the bone and gnaw his foot clean off his leg. This guy finally gets decapitated and dies. You got to give orcs credit. They are tough sons of bitches. So that orc is dead with a negative 20 to his HP. On ya. Now, Alona's turn. Welcome to
pacifist
war.
Bring the work back.
She'd have
Can
to
I
cast a
al-
resurrection spell at this point. Yep.
Can I also
Isn't that what
point out this is the first time we've all fought in the same area, every single person.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
It's the first time everyone's seeing everyone in action. First time Alona's seeing everyone in action, and she's never seen this much blood in her entire life. So she's thoroughly disturbed, and she sees the onslaught of goblins that are coming towards us that everyone missed, and she's gonna be like, oh no. So she's gonna cast how many goblins are coming?
3.
3. Okay. She is going to cast Divine Lance on one upcoming goblin because they're within 30 feet, correct?
That's correct. Roll the hit.
Okay, sure will. And that is 17.
That'll hit.
Right. Cool. And that is 7 damage.
Woo!
Hey.
All right. So, tell me the tale how you pop this gob.
Yay!
Yes, gob stoppers. I stopped the gob. Okay, so after seeing all of this insane bloodshed, Alona's like, okay. And she goes and she sees 3 goblins running towards her, and her automatic response is, it worked before, so she just shoves her purple flower in the goblin's face and makes his head explode into a purple flower.
So it's like an anime when the big special attack overwashes them entirely, and they're inside of it, bathing in the attack, and like, ah! And as he just gets vaporized, you see a little passion flower grow in the ground where his corpse was. Boop. Yeah. Beep. The other goblins are just like, poop to poop, fertilizer to dirties. We will never miss you. We never knew your name. And then they just continue to fight. Alona, so that was 2 actions. Did you move to fire or what? Do you have one left?
I stayed in the same place. Is there anyone nearby me, or am I the only one that's not near the orc?
You're the only one that has yet to actually move to the orc. So you're kind of about 10 feet back.
Awesome. I'm gonna cast guidance because I don't have to touch someone to cast guidance. I'm gonna cast guidance on who's going next.
Next up is Morel.
I'm gonna cast guidance on Morel, and I'll be like, "Have this help."
Okay. So with that, you cast guidance on Morel. You suddenly see he kind of hackles up, and his eyes start to glow heavily. Golden beams of light come out as purple flowers start to bloom from the edges of his eyes, and you can hear his knuckles crack as he makes a fist, and he says, forgive me. And he runs and he swings at the first goblin he can find and criticals the goblin.
Loosh.
And as he swings, oh no, yeah.
There it is.
Ugh. He does 20 damage. As his fist kind of locks and loads. You almost feel like as his gauntlet like settles into place. And he throws a punch and he screams, "In the name of Vafra, you are forgiven," and cracks this right hand across the jaw of the goblin. The goblin actually gets air approximately 7 feet up from the impact and spins around. As he does, the sickening impact of meat meeting meat and the neck breaking, you see him fly, and poof, Morel decks him, and you just see him go, like he mouths "I'm sorry" to the goblin in midair. And then he looks at the other goblin and goes, and this brings his shield up. His last action, he raises his shield, and he's like, "Come at me. You deserve revenge." Eloise, you just saw Big and Beefy run up and scream, "In the name of Afra, you are forgiven," as he cracks this guy so hard he dies. And he now has a razor shield up. The orc behind you is finally dead. What do?
How much does this do? 1 sec. Okay, cool. All right. Since I saw that, and I'm like, I can do that. I raise up my shield,
Mm-hmm.
and I mimic what he did. I run forward, going like, "In the name of friend, you are saved." And I take my wrench and smack the goblin.
All right, roll to hit.
Did you say friend or Fred?
Friend.
Friend.
Oh, the octopus and stuff. It's all her friend.
Just friend.
Ah,
All right, that's
Fantastic.
a 22 to hit him.
That'll hit.
Okay.
oh.
And that is 7 points of damage.
So, seeing Morel sit the president, you decide, well, we're Shield Wall, Shield Brothers, we got to fight together. You run up and you lay into this goblin. Please tell me the tale.
So, in her life, she's never really met a lot of people who worship or fight for somebody. And so, she's kind of just getting an idea from Morel on what it means to be the champion and the hero of someone else. So she runs up with this stolen shield, slams it kind of into the ground, and uses that force to kind of lift herself a little bit to swing down with her nail-covered wrench, and just focuses on what it means to do the mission that she feels she is on as she smashes this goblin into the ground. And then lifts it up and just kind of looks at the gore over her wrench and looks up at Morel. You forgive and you save. And sheaths the wrench.
And as the wrench slams in the goblin's spongy oblong head, as his neck proceeds to protrude into his shoulders and his eyes kind of go wide and then dilate, you hear his last breath, his voice in Goblin, as he goes, "Ah, shit." And when you rip the wrench out of his soft noggin, he just kind of goes into the dirt. And you say that to Morel, like, you forgive and you save. Morel looks at you with this combination of respect and awe, maybe a tinge of terror, and he goes, "Yeah, you forgive and you save." And he gives you a little shield touch, a little cling. And with that, Morel kind of turns the party with a huge, like, he goes, "So I think that's us done then, eh?"
I think we should look at the thing.
The fire behind Morel is still raging in this forest. What was left of the camp between the bomb and your frontal charge has been destroyed. You have routed them entirely. But-
Including the big machine.
You have not been able to see the machine, or the new one. You have not been able to see them yet. And as the fire slowly fades, so does today's episode. And we will start off episode 5 with a forest fire and the new one. So thank you, everyone, for tuning into episode 4. We hope you had a good time. We hope that you thought this was all crazy, because God, it was so great. We're going to do a quick exit tro introduction and do our shout outs and call it a night. So, Casey Mathias, say your goodbye.
Yep. Casey Mathias, Case Crusader on all the things. I have a podcast called Talk Unity to Me Baby with Miss Marie by the Sea. And remember, only you can start forest fires.
Only you and about 20 pounds of nitroglycerin. Ian.
My name's Ian. I play Woodwort and roll for Mush. You can find me at Scoutmaster of the Troop or wherever that thing is on the actual screen. On Instagram, hit me up and be glad to chat. Also, forest fires aren't great. This comes from your local druid council.
Give a hoot. Don't burn stuff. Kylie.
Hi, I'm Kylie. I played Chionubis. You can find me at Kai's Wonderful Life, going to Disneyland, going to adventures and whatnot. I hope you guys enjoyed it and live your best dreams. Don't let your dreams be dreams.
That's right. Sidney.
I'm Sidney. I play Alone, of course. You can find me at Sidney Rubino on most, if not all, social medias. And fire's bad. Live your dreams. Worship Afra. Peace and love. Great.
Michael Powell.
Hello. I am Michael Powell. You can find me on my social medias, which is usually at Mr. Kapao. That's MRKAPAO. Or my Facebook page, which is facebook.com/Michael Powell does stuff, because I do a lot of stuff. And I have a big announcement. Tomorrow, me and my partner is coming back with Toyzilla Live. We are a toy news and nostalgia show, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on our Facebook page, which is Toyzilla Live.
Awesome. And the clutch new heroine MVP, Amy.
Yes.
Hi, I'm Amy. I go by Amory by the Sea on pretty much every single social media that's out there. I make a lot of videos on YouTube about things like Pathfinder or D&D and nerdy crafts, and I am the other half of the podcast that he mentioned. And expect another one sometime in August or September if you like spooky.
PJ, your turn.
Yeah. Thank you. My name is PJ Megaw. I'm everywhere on the internet as @pj.megaw. Sometimes I'm on Twitter as _mega_w. I'm not on Twitter. I have been your GM for this evening. Thank you so much for tuning into this crazy world that we're all having fun with and making up and creating and living in. Hope you guys have had a great time, and I look forward to seeing you guys in episode 5. And also, big shout out to Trickerchan89. We love you too.
Yes.
Just throw that in the chat.
Guys, what won in the poll?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Let's see.
We need to do the poll before we go.
Did
We
anyone
do.
vote? Everyone
The
voted,
poll is with the 50% of the votes is Bun Lovin' Tribe is going to be an orc tribe in this game. We had a close second with 40% being Moonfang, though I think from what I saw in the chat, they're voting for Moon.
Yeah.
Moon.
And we got a solid 10 for Grey Ash. Oh, I did see someone call it Great Ass in the chat with hope in their heart.
Hope very much.
I appreciate that. Yes,
Yeah.
I appreciate that because I too am a dummy thick orc, and I appreciate the need for more dummy thick orc representation.
Yes.
That's awful.
Yes.
Anyway, oh god, that's good. So, Bun Loving Tribe, now an official new tribe in the story. Give me some time to make it up. I'll throw it in. It'll be awful. We'll have a great time together.
Awesome sauce.
Until next time, we love you so much, guys. We'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Bye. Bye. Thank you, Keyword Calamity. Thank you, Reed
you.
Psych.
You.
Thank you.
Thank you.